888-977-1900. Manuch, you watch a little hoop action.
Yeah, I watched a lot of hoop action last night, kind of going back and forth with everything going on in the world today. But watching those U of A Wildcats really manhandle the number 6 team in the nation. And
amazing.
The Jayhawks with the number 13, 14 team on Saturday. Boy, this Wildcat team, huge congrats, Laz, to your U of A Wildcats. They win the Big 12 outright, 15-2 in the Big 12, Jimmy B.
Mm-hmm.
Let that marinate a little bit. 15-2,
yeah.
And they lost to KU on Monday night in Lawrence, which nobody's won in the last, 38, 39 games. But you just look at this team and talk about a team hitting their stride at the right time, and everybody's healthy. Knock on wood. Laz, knock on your head there real quick. Matter of fact, Laz was so excited, he went and got himself a hair
big numbers. It's really hard for me to count past one. So I keep it pretty simple. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy the program's having success. I'm happy for the community because, when I walk around town, like when I go, every once in a while I snag a Sonoran dog over at Momo's, and I walk over there from here, and it's crazy how people are right now. I mean, I can't walk, everybody's honking and yelling at me, and so sometimes like I'll just stay in my office because you don't want to be, you don't want to go draw attention to yourself. But I'm just thankful that I get to represent this community, and I take that role seriously. I love this place, and what brings me joy is we win and everyone embracing and feeling good and smiling. I mean, that joy is really powerful.
Did you have a chance to see Jaden Bradley's comments after the game?
I did not
during the
see
celebration.
His. No.
To pretty much piggyback off of what Tommy Lloyd said, is that he goes, I love it here. I love the environment. I love the culture. We've got the best facilities. We got the best stadium. We have the best fans. He said, I love playing for Tommy Lloyd. I really enjoy. So with Tommy Lloyd, we look at that 140th win, you go, okay, so he's built that culture, that environment, that NIL money aside, he's getting the best of the best. They come there and go, wow, there's not something we don't need or we don't want for that we have here at U of A. So that's a huge compliment to Tommy Lloyd and his staff and the administration to go ahead and build that culture and set that up for them. For him to say that on national TV after that victory last night, kind of speaks volumes of what he said. He's very fortunate to have all he has, and then that means the world to a lot of these young guys that are getting courted since like 8th or 9th grade.
Absolutely,
to come in there and basically just play basketball and focus on winning.
One of the things that is painfully obvious when Arizona takes the court, physicality. Man, that game was rough last night. Guys were banging on each other, even out at the three-point line. Here is Lloyd now talking about how the Arizona Wildcats, boy, oh boy, are they tough.
This team's built that way, but I mean, I think the narrative that we were soft is lazy. I mean, look at our stats. Look at our analytics. We've always been a great rebounding team. We've always pounded the paint. So, if you want to just be lazy and not pay attention and say we're soft because we're on the West Coast, be lazy. And I'd love to play against you because we know we got dudes and we love this game and I'm okay with this style of game. I have no problem with how it played out. And, if you want to compete at the highest level of college basketball, you better be able to go toe-to-toe with somebody. And so that's how we're built. And I think we've always been built that way. So.
Well, you're not kidding. And remember yesterday we talked about how they were going to send Milan Momcilovic, who's the terrific three-point shooter. Manuch, they dragged him around the court. He was awful in last night's game. Why? Because of how physical U of A was against him.
Okay, so if you don't think that's a chip or a boulder on the shoulder of that locker room and when Tommy Lloyd, you just heard it right there. Everybody says we're soft. So when we came in this year, we said we'll be looking at how the physicality is, and then we noticed right from the get-go, this is a very physical, hard-charging, defensive team that's really changed. So just him saying that it's lazy if you say that they are, I think that spoke volumes of what the mantra was in this team, what they started, and they're carrying it out, and you saw that in these last two games.
Let's hurry down to the NBA because we're running a little tight on time. Manuch, in your illustrious career now that you are a broadcaster, I know that you have seen
and
players.
A huge Suns fan and a huge K-State Wildcat fan. Okay, move on.
I know that you have seen players ejected. But have you ever seen a player who was just traded a few weeks ago? He was hurt. Now he's getting ready to come back and play in street clothes, and he is ejected, and he hasn't even played a game yet. Have you ever seen anything like that?
I've never seen anything like this.
Well, it happened last night. Washington Wizards. Remember they made that deal for Trae Young, and he was hurt? And now I've been getting, I believe it's the next game that he is going to finally make his appearance on the court. Last night he got thrown out of the game, and he hasn't played a game yet, and he was in street clothes.
We have a technical foul on Trae Young for running on the court, and he's been ejected.
Oh, wow. Wow. Can't come off
We
the
have
court,
a
though.
defensive foul on Houston, and the play is being reviewed to see if it's potentially flagrant.
Trae Young hasn't even played a game yet for the Wizards.
Hey, but this is,
Can't do that.
and he's just as mad as I am.
So they had a little dust up is what happened, and Trae Young came off the bench. And you're right, you can't do that. And they immediately ejected him.
So are they? They said he's available to play. And he's in street clothes.
Yeah.
Is that the definition of tanking with the Washington Wizards? That's exactly what Manishbia is talking about.
Yeah.
And for him to come out there, he must have came out some 20.
Oh, he walked out quite a way. Yeah.
To do that. But you're right. They're a little bit of a dust up. He's going out there and he's pointing. Did you see that? Did you see that? But yeah, Trae Young, who wanted to go to the Wizards, I guess, and just hang out for another 5 weeks before he goes wherever next year. But I just laughed like he's available and he's in street clothes.
There you go.
The definition of tanking the NBA. There you go, folks.
And he gets tossed out of the game. Unbelievable. All right. That is today's Replay Rewind. All presented, of course, by our great partnership with Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck, need a check, just make one call. 602-977-1900. Always at lernerandrowe.com. Once again, one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. All right, so when we come back, it is baseball talk. The D-backs are playing Mexico as we speak. We can update you. There is no score in the bottom of the first inning, and at that game is Jody Jackson. She is going to be our guest coming up next. Right now, let's get you to an ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The Arizona Diamondbacks are hosting Team Mexico this afternoon at Salt River Fields in an exhibition matchup as the start of the World Baseball Classic is just 2 days away. And on the hardwood, the Phoenix Suns hit the road tonight to face the struggling Sacramento Kings. Sun star Devin Booker is expected to return after missing the last 4 games with a strained right hip. Tip-off from Sacramento is set for 9 p.m. with pregame coverage starting at 8 on 98.7 FM and streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. Just a reminder about our Biggs VIP spring training experience, sponsored by Biggs American Bar and Grill in Peoria. They've got wall-to-wall TVs, cold drinks, and the best game day atmosphere in the West Valley. Text ESPN to 59925 for your chance to win box seats to a spring training game, lunch at Biggs, rideshare, and ESPN 620 swag. Again, that's ESPN to 59925.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views. Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people with upfront pricing before the work starts. So there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplumbingarizona.com. ROC number 268603.
If you own a home and need cash, you could unlock thousands of dollars from your home equity quickly and easily. Call LendGo today at 888-420-4556. At LendGo, you can find out how much cash you could get with a home equity loan in just 2 minutes. It's free. There's no obligation, and it won't affect your credit score. Use the money for anything. Pay off high-interest debt, make home improvements, or just give your budget some breathing room. Best of all, you keep your low mortgage rate while you're getting the cash you need. See how much you can get today. Call 888-420-4556. That's 888-420-4556. Or visit lendgo.com. That's LENDGO.com. Homeowners nationwide are doing it. Now it's your turn. Call 888-420-4556 today. Lingo, where homeowners go to get cash. 888-420-4556.
Hey, it's time to find that F-Series truck you want at a price you can't afford to miss, because it is Ford Truck Month. Yep, and Ford Truck Month is about the only way that America's best-selling line of trucks for 49 years running gets better. Ford Truck Month at our Desert Ford dealers. Hey, Paul Calvisi here. Man, we wait all year for these amazing offers. The Ford F-150. America counts on it. We get to drive it. And that's not all we get. Check out these savings. How about 0% APR for 60 months with zero down, zero payments for up to 90 days, plus $1,000 in truck month cash on a 2025 Ford F-150. We're talking on the job site, on the family camper, off-roading. F-150 trucks are icons of muscle and performance. And again, during Ford Truck Month, get 0% APR for 60 months with zero down, zero payments for up to 90 days, plus $1,000 in truck month cash on a 2025 Ford F-150. But it all ends March 31st. Just click buyfordnow.com.
Let's get back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B now on ESPN 620.
Corbin making progress, and as we all know, Corbin, he's right up to that line of doing too much. He's pushing as hard as he can and as far as he can, and we love that. So he'll continue to get updates from Don Sheridan and our medical team about what the next steps are. But yeah, he's doing really, really well.
D-backs manager Torrey Lavalla on the update there for Corbin Carroll. Right now, the Diamondbacks are playing against Mexico. Obviously, an exhibition game. Looks like a big crowd at the yard, so let's don't waste any time. Jody Jackson is hanging out there as we speak, and you can follow her on X at Jody_Jackson. That's at Jody_Jackson. Welcome, girl. It's always fun when we have you on the show. Let's start first with what's the vibe like, and is it a massive crowd watching this game?
Hey, guys. Yeah, it's a pretty big crowd. And, I was here last week for the Dodgers were playing here. That was pretty big, too. So they've been getting some great crowds. It's very festive out here. Came in, and a lot of the jerseys that were actually a giveaway, I believe last year with the Mexican colors with the Arizona jersey. So it's kind of like a win-win, I guess, here. And you can see Alec Thomas playing for Mexico. Taiwan Walker just got out of a jam. So, I mean, the vibes are great. The talk here today was also some good injury news on, Merrill Kelly with throwing, and everybody seems optimistic about some of these little injuries that were going to pop up and that maybe, they won't really cost these guys some time. So, I mean, that's the hope. So that's what we got out here. And something just happened. It is on D-Backs TV, I should mention. I guess that's counter programming for you guys, but you could always be listening to your show and have the game on, right? So
we are watching the game as we are broadcasting, just so you know the magic behind the broadcast, Jody. Just so you know, we are paying attention. Yeah. Hey, just real quick here, Torrey Lavalla talk about Corbin Carroll, and you alluded to Merrill Kelly and kind of the not so much the mash unit, but it sounds like Carroll's making the progress enough that he could, or as they say in Texas, could be available for opening day.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, I'm not surprised. I just think Corbin is so pain tolerant. I think he's so determined. I just think the hamate is a thing where you take it out and, the hook or whatever the bone is there, you take it out. And if you can handle the tolerance, it's not like you're really hurting anything there. So, I mean, assuming he can get out there with a bat in his hand and do all the things, I think Corbin Carroll is going to try to do that. So, we'll see as we get closer. I'm sure he's upset because, how much he works and he wanted to have a full spring and all that. But now, it's just important that he get out there because even if he's not, there's been some times when he was playing with that chip fracture in the wrist, if he can still hit a ground ball and get on base, or he can hit a ground ball and cause some chaos and someone's on third and they're coming home potentially. So there's a lot of things that Corbin Carroll can do that the normal baseball player holding a bat, can't really rely on. So even when Corbin is not, hitting homers or driving the ball, I think he's still going to be able to do a lot. So I'm hopeful too that he can get out there opening day, and then hopefully he looks like himself pretty quickly. But even if it takes a little bit of time, he's that special player that you're still going to put in the lineup.
And then with Merrill Kelly, let's see, he's taken the cortisone shot, the lidocaine shot, the Novocaine shot, the B12 shot. I saw what he had taken, said he feels pretty good. But I guess my question for you, Jody, is once all that wears out, is that what they're going to feel, how he feels without getting the help or taking some of that pain away?
I mean, that's what's a little disconcerting, because we all have been through something where, maybe you go through, you get a cortisone shot or something like that. And then you're like, well, when is it going to wear out? And we're not premier athletes, at least you were, but at one time. Right. But, so you just do wonder if it's something that's going to linger with him, but hopefully not. There are times too where something is so minor and you do just, you let a little time go. But the other thing is, it's not just the shot. Some time is going by, and time can heal these things.
Sure.
And so you just hope that the combination of the time where he's not putting stress on it, and the time that it's healing, and maybe that inflammation, that nerve is ratcheting down. Hopefully that's the case. And hopefully it's something that doesn't come back and rear its ugly head again during the season. So that's all we can hope right now for Merrill, because it was a nerve. It wasn't like wasn't. I mean, it sounds bad when you say nerve too, but it wasn't something that they had to shut him down for, which is really encouraging.
I got news for you, Jody. When Manuch wakes up in the morning, he takes all of those shots just so he can get out of bed.
Hey, let's not pull the curtain back completely. All right. Anything to get you through the day, right, Jody?
The quarterbacks, they take some hits. So,
Oh, he took a lot of hits standing on the sidelines with that clipboard.
And you both know how hard that AstroTurf we had there in Buffalo. It was like
terrible.
playing on your asphalt out in front of your front yard there, Jody. So it was hey, you look at this World Baseball Classic, and I look at this USA team. I mean, it is all-stars upon all-stars upon all-stars. And then you look at the Dominican Republic, you look at all the stars they have there. So did they take like 25 of the Diamondbacks for the Dominican Republic team? Is that what they're loaded? They're both loaded for bear for this baseball classic.
Yeah, it's such a talent. I mean, there's so much talent in that country. Young boys start at a young age throwing the ball. There's such great pitching. There's great shortstop, guys that can run, throw, all of it. So, yeah, it's going to be, you're going to be able to watch Perdomo and Marte, Santana. So they're going to be gone from here, which kind of stinks, but we'll be able to watch them on this world stage. And Arenado for Puerto Rico. So I'm excited to see that. And, I know that at that high level of competition, it is kind of nice to not have, and I know Soroka is going for Canada, but pitchers are the ones I feel like you worry about a lot with the World Baseball Classic, because sometimes they're that competitive atmosphere that you have to ratchet up to real quick. I feel like it takes a toll more on the pitchers, but I suppose it could on the hitters, but I think it's only going to be beneficial. That's the nice thing.
Jody, are you a fan of the Baseball Classic, the World Baseball Classic? Do you like it? I'll tell you this, personally, I do. I find it fun. I like the atmosphere. Maybe it's the atmosphere surrounding the games, which is so different than just going to a regular baseball game. But are you a fan of it?
I am, yeah. Going back to, 17 and then 23, and you just see some of these venues. And I know the final is going to be in Miami. The final series is going to be in Miami. That's going to be nuts. You got some great baseball fans. And that's a city where, and I could say this being from there, I mean, they support some of that international competition, sadly for the Marlins, more than the Marlins. So,
yes.
But they do have some great fans out there that do come out to support the Marlins. That's one of the selling points of the Marlins is like, hey, we love baseball. We have a lot of people there. So and even here today, just walking in, the mariachi music and all of the flavor that you get when you see teams, and I think we love that because you're celebrating cultures, you're celebrating all the talent from these different teams. And the guys feel a lot of pride in it. It's not just kind of like, let's be honest, it's not just like a regular old spring training game where you're just kind of getting your work in. You know, you feel those competitive juices flying. So I do love it. I'm excited to see it. And I know, and then from, you know, as an American, I'm excited to see if USA, I mean, a lot of us remember watching that at bat with Shohei striking out Mike Trout and those two going head to head. I mean, I'm excited to see if the United States can come up big in this thing.
The other thing, too, is you look at some of the rules, the pitch clock debut as far as guys getting in the box. You got, if you got runners on, it's 15 seconds, no runners on, 18 seconds. The pitch counts to kind of protect those pitchers, as you alluded to, Jody, to protect their teams. That mandatory rest, the mercy rule. If you're up by 15 after 5 innings, let's just call it a day. But I like some of those nuances to kind of keep this thing going, and I think keep the fans interested at a quicker pace in the games.
I do, and I think, you know, I mean, that's the thing is it's fans want to have a good entertainment experience when they come out to these games, and so I think that's also the quality of the game, and the entertainment factor is very important, you know, and I think that MLB has shown that obviously with all the changes.
Jody Jackson's our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Okay, so take me now to the beginning of the season. We are past the World Baseball Tournament. We are past spring training. Your observations, well, look, everybody knows the Dodgers are going to win that, but are the Diamondbacks, in your estimation, going to be fighting with the Giants and the Padres for that number 2 spot?
You know, Jimmy B, I don't know if it's just spring training or what. I'm feeling real optimistic. I think it's the pitch. The key to me is the pitching. The key to me is, can some of these guys recapture what they have done in the past? Because there's a lot of teams out there throwing guys that haven't had a track record, and they're hoping for good things. We have some guys, you know, on this Diamondbacks team that have a track record of excellence and fell off of that last year, fell off that pace. That's Zach Gallen. That's, you know, even a Paul Sewell, who the reports are, his teammates are saying, you know, he looks really good. You know, does he have to be the closer? Does he have to be the be-all, end-all? You know, I don't know. Maybe that'll fall on Kevin Ginkel, but can he be an important piece? Can he be a piece? I won't even say important. Can he be a piece of it? Can he be a part of it? You know, can Kevin Ginkel be healthy, which I think he's going to be. I think Kevin Ginkel's loading like a really good season coming on. And then you've got Perdomo, and you've still got, you know, Alec Thomas made a change to his mechanics at the plate. You know, I think there's a lot. And then again, people might think, well, I'm not trying to be a homer here, but if Nolan Arenado can get re-energized, and I think, and all the stuff he's been working on, like the defense is going to be better. I think that's a given. And that was a big thing too. So there's a lot to point to if you want to paint a rosier picture here for the D-backs. I really do. What does that mean? Does it mean they'll compete? Yeah. Yes, they will. And isn't that what we really want? I mean, we want a team to compete. I don't know where it'll land. I really don't. The Giants have made some strange moves, I think. The Padres are a group where that bullpen's amazing. They have some great position players with big names, but they're getting older too. And, you know, it's just kind of, you just never know, you know. I mean, and the Dodgers are the Dodgers, so.
Oh, no, I'm with you.
Yeah,
everybody knows the Dodgers are the Dodgers. My follow-up question is, have they found a spot yet for Lawler?
Well, he just made a great catch in center field. I mean, it wasn't like the most ridiculous catch ever, but I mean, tracking it was, because we're kind of, you know, it's funny, you watch these games and you're like thinking, okay, Zach Gallen, you're really scrutinizing Gallen, and it was hard hit. I can't remember who hit it, actually. It was their three. It was after Arozarena, who was hitting after him, and it was hit hard. But then Jordan kind of tracked it to the wall and made the catch in front of the wall and banged into the wall as he made the catch. He looked pretty comfortable. So, I mean, maybe that's what we're looking at on days when Alec is not there. You've also got, you know what he can do in the infield. If it's more consistent, you feel pretty good about it. So that's just, I think, you know, look, he knows this is kind of it's such an important year for him to prove that he belongs here. So I think he's as motivated as anyone can be to get it done.
Jody, got about a minute here. What is the mantra for Torey Lovullo as far as the remaining players while these guys go off and represent their countries?
I mean, it's a great chance to see some young players against some other, there'll be some other young players, but some really good pitching. There's going to be a lot of pitchers that are still back here, a lot of good hitters. It's going to be a chance for young players to show off a little bit. One guy that's in the lineup today, Jose Fernandez. I know you guys have probably read what I've read, where I'm looking at him out here, number 79. It's kind of a high number, but he loves, they compare him to Carlos Correa. He looks the part a little bit. I think he struck out to end the inning. Taijuan Walker was in a big mess. So he didn't, or I don't know if he, not to end the inning, but but he's getting rave reviews. So, I mean, just a guy like that, just an example of one guy, and there's many of them out here that are going to be able to have some time to show off with these other guys gone at the WBC.
Always great when you take time to come on our show. We always appreciate you. Thanks for the plug as you were plugging the game on D-backs TV and the radio show at the same time.
Yeah, there you go. You can have it all. And this is a free one, but I would be remiss if I didn't say, if you haven't subscribed to D-backs TV, I feel like you're going to get your money's worth. So, for your fans and your listeners, check it out.
Spoken like a true broadcasting professional. Thank you, Jody.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you. Jody Jackson, everybody. It's always great when she takes time to come on the show with us. Hey, speaking of spring training, listen to this, because we've got a sensational opportunity for you, the fan. It's our VIP spring training experience. Now, listen to what you get. Box seats, lunch, ride share, some ESPN 620 swag. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Big's American Bar and Grill in Peoria. Yep, wall-to-wall TVs, great drinks, wonderful atmosphere. The food is excellent as well. And they are one of our great partners with an opportunity for you, the fan, to win the VIP spring training experience. Here's all you have to do. Just text ESPN to 59925. Once again, text ESPN to 59925. We'll announce the winner this coming Friday. So do it right now, unless you're driving. Okay. Then when you stop, text ESPN to 59925. It's a great, and I do mean great experience. And thank you to Big's American Bar and Grill in Peoria. All right. When we come back, we're going to do a little On This Day and also some football at 50. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Phoenix, Big's American Bar and Grill is hooking you up with the ultimate VIP spring training baseball experience. Text ESPN to 59925 for your chance to win 4 box seats to a weekend spring training game at Peoria Sports Complex. Plus, lunch and drinks at Big's before and after the game, travel voucher, and Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B swag pack. Just text ESPN to 59925. Standard message and data rates may apply. Find Big's at 83rd Avenue in Bell or online at bigspeoria.com.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selection. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Call 977-1900.
Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails, yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with scratch kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. Let's get back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B now on ESPN 620.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. Manuch is giddy like a third-grade schoolgirl. He's excited. Why? Because he gets to do on this day.
That's right, on this day, March 3rd, 1951. Jimmy might have broadcasted this game. Tempo's Bill Melkovy. Is that how you say Melkovy?
Melkovy.
Melkovy, okay. Scores an NCAA record 73 points.
No three-point line.
No three-pointers. 1920, Montreal Canadiens set an NHL record with 16 goals in one game. ... Yeah, the opposing team never had a goalie in the game. Just saying. And by the way, this week is, we always say, it is the Valley. Spring training turns into a theme park with all of the games that are going on. You get the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah.
You got spring training.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the USA team has got a split squad. They're taking on the Giants and the Diamondbacks in exhibition games. So there you go. There's a little on this day, March 3rd, going back many, many years, Jimmy B.
Always fun. Little football at 50. Manuch, you're probably in mourning because the combine is over.
Well, I was left late watching a lot of the runs and throws. And then they also, last night, they had the Super Bowl on again.
Oh, okay.
So between watching that and then the Super Bowl, I think I watched the whole second quarter. They said, I'm going to shut it down, go to bed. Well, the combine's done. Everything's pretty much haze in the barn as far as a lot of these teams.
Okay.
Getting the mental, the physical, the workouts. Now the amount of the pro days. Those are some of the things that they'll look at now and they evaluate. They've got, 2,000 different things to evaluate on one player, so that'll happen. Oh, by the way, yes, they will evaluate the actual tapes of them playing. And then just a heads up, folks, the free agency is going to start on Monday. That's the legal tampering is going to start. And then from that standpoint, March 11th, teams can start signing their free agents legally. So legal tampering and signings legally on Wednesday. Is just something about, let's just open it up on Monday.
And call it illegal.
Exactly. We had talked about yesterday how Breece Hall has had the franchise tag put on him by the New York Jets. Well, we find out now today the non-exclusive version of the numbers, $14.2 million. Now, he can negotiate with other teams and sign an offer sheet, and the Jets have the right of first refusal, and they would receive 2 first-round picks as a compensation if they decline the match.
Okay.
So if somebody comes and says, hey, we'll pay you $16 a year, and the Jets come back and say, no, we're not going to do that, the Jets will get 2 first-round picks in addition to that if he goes elsewhere. I hardly believe that Breece Hall is going anywhere.
I'm with you.
Because if you think of the Jets, those are some of the things that they're going to need. The Colts, they finally made it happen. They put the franchise tag on Danny Dimes.
Ooh.
Yeah, Daniel Jones is looking to stick around. The tag guarantees the Colts the first right refusal, just like Breece Hall, preserving the right to match any offer sheet that is out there.
Okay.
Right now, the 1-year offer sheet or tag is about $37.8 million.
All right.
I can't see anybody else stepping up because he's not going to be ready to October, I believe.
I think that was the timeline.
About October. That time frame. I think that the tag And then on top of that, if they keep you and they match any other offer that's out there, they can then negotiate a 3-year, 4-year deal for you to extend that out. The news from Chicago.
Okay.
Laz you dropped the bomb on him as we started the show.
I did. I'm sorry.
He's been moping the last half hour. Hey, Laz, talk to us about this center that you guys got who just signed a, $42 million guarantee a year ago. And Lazarus, the floor is yours.
Yeah, Jimmy B, you said Manuch is in mourning because the combine's over. I'm in serious mourning back here behind the glass, guys.
Sorry, I missed it.
What's up there, Laz?
Our 16-year-old center, our 27-year-old center who's been in the NFL for 5 years, came out of Stanford in 2021, 4 years with Atlanta, and just this last offseason, finally the Bears load up on the offensive line. They sign tackles and guards, and center Drew Dahlman from the Falcons give him 3 years, $45 million. And out of deep left field, without any alert, he is retired from the National Football League. He started all 17 games last year, and a cherry on top of that, didn't miss a single snap. Played every snap, and he retired, hung up the cleats.
And when this happened last year, I said, at the time, I'm like, wow, the Bears are serious.
Yeah,
Ben Johnson's taking over.
Yeah.
Starts with the offensive line. So we'll come back in the next hour and find out, how does he keep the dinero, take the money and run?
He's not getting the dinero, especially if I have anything to say about it.
I can hear Steve Miller Band right now. Take the money and run.
You got it.
Oh, my. Laz, you okay, buddy? You all right?
That's our football.
It's a rough day back here, guys.
Yeah,
I'm trying. It's little.
Tough day is right. Hey, our VIP spring training experience, it's all presented by Biggs American Bar and Grill in Peoria. Right now, just text ESPN to 59925. Just text ESPN to 59925. The winner will be announced on Friday. It's all courtesy of Biggs American Bar and Grill in Peoria. We've got box seats, lunch at Biggs, ride share for you, ESPN 620 swag. It's going to be a great time. Speaking of a great time, we're coming back with some GCU conversation. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know you can't cook. You're not one of those people who say that they can, but when people come over for dinner, they find out the hard way, you can't. You can't even microwave popcorn, and that's literally just one button. Plus, measuring and patience are huge parts of cooking, and that's just not you. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really? Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Sports Night restrictions apply. If you own a home and need cash, you could unlock thousands of dollars from your home equity quickly and easily. Call LendGo today at 888-420-4556. At LendGo, you can find out how much cash you could get with a home equity loan in just 2 minutes. It's free. There's no obligation, and it won't affect your credit score. Use the money for anything. Pay off high-interest debt, make home improvements, or just give your budget some breathing room. Best of all, you keep your low mortgage rate while you're getting the cash you need. See how much you can get today. Call 888-420-4556. That's 888-420-4556. Or visit lendgo.com. That's LENDGO.com. Homeowners nationwide are doing it. Now it's your turn. Call 888-420-4556 today. LendGo, where homeowners go to get cash. 420-4556.
Swing into Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf to get custom fit for the new Ping G440K driver. It's the new standard and straight with dual carbon fly wrap and a faster face. It's Ping's highest MOI, most forgiving driver ever. Check out Ping's new G440K drivers. Book your custom fitting in store or online. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
Now open in North Scottsdale. It's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports. He's ESPN 620. Time now for the Lopes Report, powered by Global Credit Union on ESPN 620. Get ready to dive behind the scenes as we explore the minds of the top playmakers, coaches, and partners of GCU athletics. So whether you're on the go or tuning in from home or in your car, let's go Lopes.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. A little bit of breaking news quickly, and then we'll follow up on that because we're going to have a conversation with Paul Coro and the GCU basketball team right now. But the official announcement by the Arizona Cardinals is out. Manuch, they will indeed release quarterback Kyler Murray, and he will be guaranteed his $36.8 million contract, but that now is official. And after we get done talking with Paul, we will dive in to that segment. It's always fun when we're talking GCU Lopes basketball, and Paul is on the show with us right now. It is always presented by Global Credit Union. That's right, the playmakers, the coaches, and the people building one of the fastest rising programs in the country. And if you happen to miss this segment, we've got you covered because every Lopes Report interview is posted on the Arizona Sports app and on all of our Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B social platforms. Paul, welcome as always, pal. A road game tonight against the Air Force. Not a great basketball team, but you guys need a get-well game. You guys need a slump buster. So this should indeed be perfect timing for GCU.
Well, first I have to recover from that stunning news about Kyler Murray. I'm just staggered by the out of nowhere. But
who would have thought,
yeah,
right, Paul? Who would have thought? I mean, the Captain Obvious move of the year. Oh, really? They're going to release him? We've known that since, what, the Dallas game?
Really?
Yeah, right. But yeah, first off, my first trip to Air Force Academy. What a cool place to visit. Just I mean, my dad's lifetime Air Force, so this is really cool for me to see. But this is one of those games where, like, I'm going to actually tell you that they're playing well lately, and that's going to sound ridiculous because they're 0-18 in Mountain West, but they could have won their last two games. They were leading Wyoming on the road in the last 2 minutes. They were within a bucket of San Jose State in the last 2 minutes, and they lost those games. They're just playing a bunch of freshmen, and those guys are starting to figure it out, and this is their last home game, so. But still, the Lopes are heavy favorites to win this. And like you said, they still have a lot to play for. They're tied for fourth. And if they could get some help from Wyoming to beat Nevada tonight, then they could get in that fourth spot where you get a bye. Otherwise, they might just be seeing the same team to start the Mountain West Championship in a week, because as the 5 seed, they would play the 12 seed in the first round and might have to repeat the same thing. But, they got some issues, too. They just lost Wilhelm Breidenbach. Last game at Utah State, still getting looked at by doctors about the severity of it, but not good news at all with him with a lower leg issue. And, when you're already playing 7-man rotation or 7 to 8 at times, that's a huge hit to lose another after Caleb Shaw's already missed the last 10 games and he was a starter. So they'll have to have some guys step up like Dennis Evans or Caleb Smith Dennis Evans has been in and out of the lineup, the 7-footer that blocks shots, and Caleb Smith really has never cracked the rotation, but he's an experienced guy who was a starter at Riverside last year.
Yeah, let's go back. This Utah State game that caught us all by surprise. You guys get down early. I mean, you get down like a big dog. What a ferocious second half run you guys make, outscoring the Aggies 42-33. Talk about that game. What was going on? I mean, and here you are, on the road. Pretty much Utah State Aggies. They're fired up. They're a pretty damn good team. What got you back into the game? That the lessons were learned from the first half.
Well, first off, what a great environment at Utah State.
Yeah.
Like half the crowd, 10,000 people, half the crowd is the students.
Mm-hmm.
They're dressed as a cow print, which is crazy. They love their dairy there.
It's the Aggies, man. Come on.
That's it. They were wearing medical gloves so that their claps would be louder.
I'm not going to go down that road.
Yeah, really. Ooh, don't want to see that.
But GCU came out okay, but Utah State they had guys making threes that don't normally make threes, and then you start just start snowballing on you, and they did well to not let the game get away from them in the first half. Mekhi Williams had a really good first half, and they were down 14 at halftime, and the way they came out defensively in the second half just flipped the game, and it was a really impressive effort to climb back in that game against a first place team in the conference, and had their chances once again. Came all the way back, led with about 4 minutes to go, still had it within two multiple times in the last 2 minutes, and couldn't get that stop to get the ball back. One of them was just an end of the shot clock prayer of a three by a guy who hadn't made a shot all game, and that was kind of the dagger.
Hey, take me to your personal experiences this year in the Mountain West. And being the broadcaster, you've seen them all. You've gone to all the places now. Tell everybody the major difference between playing in the West. I mean, the talent obviously on the court is the major issue. But for you as the broadcaster watching these teams now, the major difference between playing in the WAC and now in the Mountain West.
Yeah, I mean, the big differences are, there's just no nights off because the conference is so deep.
Okay.
The postseason tournament from the quarterfinals on, anybody beating anybody won't be a surprise from the quarterfinals on. The venues are legit everywhere you go, and some of the crowds environments have been top notch. Utah State, the Pit at New Mexico, Viejas at San Diego State was full as well. And so you're just going to a lot of places. Of course, GCU's got the best home environment, but all those, Utah State certainly can challenge it, especially student section wise. But just having those kind of places where the program and the alums and the cities care about college basketball that much, it's been fun to have that on a weekly basis. But it's a very different pace to the season too. You just in the WAC, you were locked into Thursday, Saturdays every week, and this one you kind of bounce around because the national TV exposure moves games around by date and time. So it's been a regular schedule and a lot to get used to as far as like how the team handles it week to week.
Well, on top of that, when you guys get into the tournament next week, what will that look like? Do you have an idea? If you win this game against Air Force, and if you beat Fresno State on Saturday, they've lost 6 of the last 7. What will it look like next week as far as seeding is concerned?
Yeah, so it looks like, there's still some other possibilities to be as high as 3 or as low as 6, but probably 4 or 5 at this point. And that 5 means you play the extra game on the Wednesday going in. That would be a 2:30 game. If they got to the 4 seed, they'd be in that 2:30 game, and even if on the next day. So they're probably going to be in that Thursday 2:30 game regardless, whether they have to win one to get there or get the bye. And then I think there would be a 6:30 game in the next round, but if you don't get the bye, you got to win 4 times in 4 days. And that'll be a fun environment because, all these schools travel well to the championship. So you start to get one of those tournaments kind of maybe not quite to the, Big 12 level, but pretty close where every school has a faction there and they're all split into their own sections. And of course, Lope Nation's expected to travel really well for this one being the first, and a lot of people being excited about it. And And with GCU's record against those top two teams, San Diego State and Utah State, you got to give the Lopes a crack to go all the way because they're 3-1 against those top two teams. So the ones you need to beat, they've proven they can.
So it seems like you can hopefully, if they win the tournament, that they're in. If they don't win the tournament, what would be the prognosis? How high would that have to be? Would that have to go to the final game or the semifinal? What gets this team in for sure versus being on the bubble?
Yeah, I'm afraid that I don't think there's a path. I think even a championship run might not get there. Their net right now is 75, and I just don't think it climbs enough to be a bubble team, even with a run. Even if you won these last two games and won 3 or 2 or 3 in the tournament to the championship round. So it's pretty much championship or bust, and they know that at this point.
What's it like with the expanded television coverage? I mean, it's like GCU now is finally on the map in college basketball.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the FS1 games, they had one game on the big one, Big Fox. CBS Sports Network's had a few games, and it's just noticeable too the quality of broadcast and the prep done by the teams doing. I mean, you got legends like Pete Gillen working games, and some really good play-by-play guys who are doing the homework. Casey Jacobson done a couple games, so guys that really know ball, but also the awareness of what the program's done is really relaying that message nationally about what Bryce Drew has done in his 6 years to bring this program to a completely different level.
You got to make it over to the Broadmoor. It's pretty swanky place. Yeah, man. You got to just take a little jump in the car and drive up there and walk around.
I knew it must be big time when you walk in the airport and they've got their own booth in the airport. I was like,
hey, I just got to ask you. I know you do that 5-mile run every morning. A little out of breath up there, and that's high altitude.
Oh, yeah, this altitude hits you different, man. Like there's some places where you got to walk hills here too. But yeah, Bryce Drew's not giving me 12 minutes. I would laugh.
That's great. Thank you, Paul.
Thanks, PC.
All right, have a good one, guys.
There you go. Game tonight, everybody. They are playing at Air Force. Okay, when we come back, the breaking news on Kyler Murray. It is now official by the Cardinals, and the Suns are in action tonight as well. They have a date with the Sacramento Kings. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Mania is back at Twin Peaks, and so is the Dose Millions Bracket Challenge. Fill out your bracket at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com by March 19th at 9 a.m. for a shot at $2 million. The top bracket at every Twin Peaks wins a $50 gift card. Plus, grab $15 Dos Equis buckets all day Saturday and Sunday. Cold beer, wall-to-wall games, $1 million stakes. Enter now at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com.
Rock for WhiteToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
Swing into Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf to get custom fit for the new Ping G440K driver. It's the new standard and straight with dual carbon fly wrap and a faster face. It's Ping's highest MOI most forgiving driver ever. Check out Ping's new G440K drivers. Book your custom fitting in store or online. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
You applied to Grand Canyon University because you want somewhere fun and affordable, where hands-on classes and access to industry pros can help you build skills employers need, with the opportunity to graduate in less than 4 years. You want to feel seen, loved, called to more, to know you found your purpose. Make yourself the main character. Begin your story. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu.
Hey, it's Kevin Rowe from Lerner & Rowe, trusted across Arizona for helping injured people after serious car wrecks. And I'm Sean Forrester, managing attorney at Lerner & Rowe Law Group. We may sound alike, but Lerner & Rowe Law Group is a completely separate firm focused solely on criminal defense. We handle serious felonies, DUIs, and misdemeanors with decades of courtroom experience. If you're facing criminal charges, don't wait. Call Lerner & Rowe Law Group now at 602-977-1900.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Let's get back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B now on ESPN 620.
Well, everybody, it is not surprising. We were all anticipating it. We were just waiting to see when it would take place, and it took place today. Kyler Murray no longer the quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals officially have announced that they are releasing Murray, and they owe him $36.8 million. That is guaranteed, Manuch, for 2026.
Yeah, and this came down by, 11, 12, 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, Adam Schefter reported it first.
You hit it right at the top of the hour before we for our GCU Global Credit Union report. This is interesting because it's kind of like the whole thing, and we'll get to Connor here just to say he'll kind of encapsulate and abbreviate a lot of what's going on right now. But they did try to trade him, and I remember we talked about this last week that really felt that they would definitely try to trade him.
Right.
Try to get something. But I got to imagine the heartburn is the contract. As you mentioned, he's going to get released here and have what you said, 36.8. 36.8. So Connor, I'll kind of leave it at there. Kind of give us the gist of what took place over the last maybe half hour or so.
Yeah, so essentially it's came out that during the weekend of the Combine, the Arizona Cardinals front office was shopping around Kyler Murray. This was reported by John Gambardar over at Arizona Sports down the hall. He was saying that they were trying to make a deal. However, they weren't able to find any suitors, any offers that they felt comfortable with. And at this point, they ended up letting Kyler Murray get released. That way he can go and find out what his next move is going to be. When it all came out, it all started with Kyler Murray releasing a statement on his social media. This is what he had to say here. To everyone that supported me and showed kindness to my family and I during my time in Arizona, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I wanted nothing more than to be one to end the 77-year drought that this organization has had. I am sorry I failed us. I wish this community and my brothers nothing but the best. I am no stranger to adversity. I am prepared for whatever's next. I trust in God and my work ethic. I truly believe my best ball is in front of me, and I look forward to proving it. Godspeed. That was Kyler Murray just 15 minutes ago.
All right, so look, the deal is done. So now we know he's going to be on the move. So, Manuch, we've had this discussion. Let us quickly regurgitate some of the things that we have discussed in the last week. Jacoby Brissett is under contract. Tyler Murray is now history. Gone. You keep championing Jimmy Garoppolo, because of his affiliation with the new head coach with the Rams. And is that still your number one pick to bring in as the second quarterback?
Yes, I would think he even competes for number one.
Okay.
I mean, they're both very capable. Let me just say that. Where Jimmy G has the leg up is he knows the system.
He knows the offense.
Yeah. He could come in tomorrow and run this offense for Mike LaFleur and make it happen. So I think I have no problem with two solid quarterbacks. Jimmy G was a franchise guy at one time. But having both of those guys, and then maybe, I don't know, third, fourth, fifth round, you draft a guy, or you got Keaton Slovis, which is there. So I don't have any heartburn if you don't draft a quarterback. If you're the Cardinals, because next year's quarterback substance is, I think,
much better.
Much better.
Yeah.
So I don't think you have to really worry about drafting a quarterback. If you go get Jimmy G, and you got Jacoby Brissett, and you got Keaton Slovis.
Okay.
You've got your 3 quarterbacks. And if you don't get a guy in the draft, then okay, you move on, go get some of the other needs that you're going to have for this Arizona Cardinals team. So I really believe in that. With what they tried to do, and we talked about this last week, is you had to know that they were going to try to make a trade. And the only thing I said is if Michael Bidwell would restructure the contract, they might have had an offer or two if he would have eaten half of the contract. So you think of like the amount of money he's going to make this year guaranteed.
36.8.
So if the Cardinals were to restructure, now that's only if the Murray camp would adhere and agree to it,
there you go,
to go make a trade. So I got to imagine there's several options: renegotiating the contract, the Cardinals eating half to 3/4, whatever it was. But it also seemed like the Cardinals weren't going to get what they wanted in return. Now we all agreed that the Cardinals probably would have wanted a second, third rounder, something around those marks. And I'm just speculating, folks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's laughable.
What the negotiations were as far as who they would have wanted. But it sounds like they couldn't agree on what kind of return they were going to get on Kyler Murray. Now, a couple factors are the contract, the knee injury, the foot, if he's completely healthy, and if he's going to be the same Kyler Murray that team would get. So if nobody could agree, and we all said this, that he's going to get released before, I think March 15th is the first official date of the new year.
Right.
He'll get released next year. The 9th, the 11th is the official day of signing. So he'll get released probably Tuesday, Wednesday. And then this way, they'll pay his money. He's free to go to the open market.
I was going to
see what transpires.
With that 36.8 guaranteed in dead money that the Cardinals are going to have to eat, that means that for any potential suitors interested in Kyler Murray, realistically only need to pay the season veteran minimum
That's
next
it.
season for him.
And I can kind of tell you what that is.
Which really opens those options up.
Sure,
Yeah, it does
absolutely.
now, yeah.
I mean, his league minimum right now, I think it's like 1.5 million.
Yeah, it's nothing.
I mean, if you go pick him up, let's say you pay him $2 million and you load it up with incentives to where he could end up with, I don't know, $15 to $20 million.
Yeah, with the incentives.
Yeah, with the incentives. And then, does he sign a 1 year, a 2 year, whatever he signs with the new team? There's a lot of quarterbacks that have done that. Look at Danny Dimes. I mean, his whole situation, same thing. So, yeah, they'll get him on the cheap because he's already made his money.
Yeah.
So now
he's banked it.
Exactly. So now he can go, okay, where can I go where I have a good chance of starting or competing for the job? And we can list, we talked about the Colts. Well, right now, Danny Dimes is your guy.
He is.
Richardson's looking to be traded. He's looking to be out there on the open market. But you look at the Jets, you can look at Tampa, you can look at Miami. His agency will look at the best situation, go get the best amount of money they can.
Right.
And then work it from there. But as far as Kyler Murray is concerned, I commend him for taking the high road.
He did.
As Connor read that release by Kyler, no sour grapes.
Nope.
No bitter. I'm moving on. Thank you very much. God bless you all. I wish I could have brought this team a championship. That 77 years.
Is that incredible?
That when I read that, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
77 years. Best of luck to him. I wish him the best of luck. Move on. I hope it works out for him.
Manuch, with the Minnesota Vikings, with everything that is surrounding J.J. McCarthy right now, and knowing that they don't have to pay Kyler Murray anything, really, $2 million maybe, with incentives, that's it.
Well, think about that. And on top of that, J.J. McCarthy's on his rookie contract.
He is on his rookie contract. You're absolutely
so they got De Niro.
Yes, so they have plenty of money, and the wide receivers that the Vikings have, and we all know who the coach is there, who had great success with Sam Darnold, and then Sam Darnold parlayed it with the Seattle Seahawks into being a Super Bowl champion. Would that be a spot that you think that the Vikings would entertain?
Yeah, I think it really would, because Kevin O'Connell, as the head coach, had great success with you think of his success with the Rams, with Matthew Stafford, and then going on to the Vikings, as you mentioned, with Sam Darnold. Yeah, that might be a spot, because right now that the J.J. McCarthy, the grade is still out.
Right.
So it's incomplete. So he came back last year, to be fair to J.J. McCarthy. That was his rookie year.
Okay. Yeah, that's right, because he missed all his first year.
Yes. So, if they want to bring Kyler Murray in to compete, to see how he handles the offense, But you got to remember, a lot of that offense is more of a drop back pocket offense. Now, not that O'Connell can't adjust, but you got to remember that offense they had in LA, as I mentioned, they might, even with Goff, they would bootleg them
Every once in a while, yeah.
But they focused on the pocket.
They did.
So that's what the Vikings have to go. We be successful with Kyler out of the pocket? Now, if he's in shotgun most of the time, sure. Can they roll him? But you can't make a living with a quarterback that has success helter-skelter when he's only 5'9", 5'10".
Right.
But, yeah, I think that's another spot. I think there's a lot of teams that have seen this that are probably in their war rooms right now going, okay, if we can get Kyler, pay him $2 million base, and throw in another $20 million of incentives.
Right, yeah.
This is what we'll do. And then they can look at the draft in a different kind of situation. So I think the Murray camp and the Cardinals camp just agreed to agree, move on now before free agency hits. I think the timing's perfect.
I think it is too.
Okay, legal tampering starts the 9th.
Yep.
Starts Monday. You can start signing on Wednesday. Now Kyler's removed so he can go shop his wares. And I guarantee you, his agency is beating the phones up like you can't imagine.
Would you, if you were going to really consider him, would you go back and look at the season when they won 9 in a row and finished 11-5? Yeah, they got blown out in the playoff game by the Rams. The Rams were really good. But would that be the tape that you would go look at?
No, you know what? I would not. If he's out there and there's other individuals that are out there for agency,
okay,
he wouldn't be my first choice.
Okay.
Yeah, he would not be
All
my
right.
first choice. My first choice might be Jimmy G, Malik Willis, and then Kyler would be
over Kyler.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just think from the professional, the pro quarterback standpoint of what he can do with pro offenses.
All right.
Now, don't get me wrong. Kyler can have success if he's in the right system.
Okay.
That system's got to be built. If he's going to be the starter, they've got to build their system
around
him.
That's more than fair. Quick break. When we come back, we're going to turn our attention to ASU. They have a date with the 14th ranked Kansas Jayhawks tonight, and then they finish up the season against Iowa State. We will have a conversation with radio analyst Kyle Dodd, and he is coming up next. But right now, it's time for an ESPN Radio 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. Breaking news per ESPN's Adam Schefter. The Cardinals have informed quarterback Kyler Murray that they intend to release him on the first day of the new league year next Wednesday. Barring a trade between now and then, it seems like he will be a free agent this offseason. And over at Salt River Field right now, the Arizona Diamondbacks are taking on Team Mexico in an exhibition game before the World Baseball Classic kicks off on Thursday. And right now the game is in the top of the 5th inning as Team Mexico leads the Diamondbacks by a score of 4-2. Just a reminder about our Biggs VIP spring training experience, sponsored by Biggs American Bar and Grill in Peoria. They've got wall-to-wall TVs, cold drinks, and the best game day atmosphere in the West Valley. Text ESPN to 59925 for your chance to win box seats to a spring training game, lunch at Biggs, rideshare, and ESPN 620 swag.
We get it. A meal shouldn't cost you nearly $20. And we agree. At Venezia's Pizzeria, lunch or dinner for under $10 is still a thing. And for an even sweeter deal, stop in and grab a Slice Rewards card. Get a stamp for every qualifying Slice special. 10 visits, 1 free qualifying special. Simple. And every Tuesday, we double your stamps. That's your free pizza twice as fast. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition with great rewards.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, Don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails. Yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with scratch kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
When it comes to custom closets, there's only one name experienced homeowners trust: Space Solutions. For more than 2 decades, this Arizona family has designed and installed custom closets, garage systems, pantries, and laundry spaces built to fit your home and your lifestyle. Get more storage, more space, more organization, and do it with a company that's grown right alongside Arizona families. Custom spaces for the life you live. Call now or go online to schedule your free design consultation at spacesolutionsaz.com.
Let's get back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B now on ESPN 620.
As Odom will dribble off time, hand it to Bryce Ford. There's about 5 seconds differential between the game and shot clock. But the Sun Devils, looks like, have this one tucked away. Feed to Jop. Jop will shoot a 3. Got it! The exclamation point, courtesy of Masamba Jop. Can I have some more of Masamba Jop? Please, please, ASU, give me some Jop. Wow. It is a game tonight for ASU.
They're going to get a lot of Jop tonight.
I hope they do.
They're going to need Jop, Jayhawk.
That's it. Kyle Dodd is going to be working the game. He's working with us right now. You can find him on X at Kyle_Dodd3. Kyle, welcome as always. Look, we saw what happened a few nights ago in Tucson. Arizona blew out Kansas in the second half. I would guess to say that they might be a little upset after what happened, and you might really have an upset Jayhawk team tonight.
Yeah, I said the other day I think Kansas was just looking ahead to the real game out here in the desert.
Yeah.
God, you got it all figured out there, KD. Wow, goodness
Yeah,
gracious.
same with Iowa State last night. They're just, that they got trapped by Arizona. They didn't get, get their full attention. But no, I mean, obviously, Kansas has been one of those teams that's been really, really good at times, and then there's been times when they didn't look like the normal Kansas team. But I think Arizona had a lot to do with that the other day, and it's going to be a challenge. These are like the old Pac-12 road trips where you go 2 games at a time, and at worst, you always want to get a split on the road. And, I'm sure they have this game circled, and they want to get a win before they leave Arizona.
It's interesting because, Jop, I didn't realize the kid's a decent shooter, but 2 threes in that game. Was it a considered effort? I mean, has Bobby Hurley been listening to Roc and Manuch and Jimmy G? Because Jimmy's been pounding the table for more Jop.
I have been.
And it's like more cowbell, right? A little more Jop. Seems like there is a more concerted effort to get him the ball, Kyle.
Yeah, I think they ran some more stuff. But, to be honest, the way guys are guarding Mo Odom on the screen and roll game now, they're hard doubling off the ball screen. So it's been leaving Jop open on the roll, and Mo's been able to find them either rolling to the basket. And, the last couple games, I think he only has 6 threes on the year, but the last couple games he's hit some big threes on pick and pops. He had a big one at the end of the half against Texas Tech, and then he had 2 the other night. And obviously the kid is skilled. He can shoot the ball from that distance. He doesn't take a lot of them, like I said, but Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing when he touches the ball. Even when he doesn't score, I think the attention he draws, and he's a good passer, I think we need to get him more touches.
Nice to see, this team get off the schneid early. They get down early, then you guys just kind of kicked it in. First half, you kicked it in as well, too. But nice to see Bryce Ford kind of get his groove back there, Kyle, maybe at the most inopportunistic time. But with 2 games to go, nice to see him finally hitting some shots.
Yeah, that's your guy, man. You've been telling me all year. So I thought of you the other day when he finally hit a 3 and kind of got himself going again. Bryce played pretty well. And, I think, when the Devils have been at their best this year, it was Bryce was playing well and he was healthy. And I think, it's a big key tonight. If he can make some shots, he stretches the floor and opens up things for everybody else.
Do you expect to see Darren Peterson on the floor tonight for Kansas as well?
Who knows, man? I don't know. I mean, honestly, it's been such a weird situation. I tip my hat to Coach Self. I know it's been different. It's just a different world, I was telling someone the other day, and I'm not trying to take a shot at the kid or anything, but I mean, I missed 0 practices and I missed 0 games in my 4 years. Now, I was lucky that I stayed healthy, but it's just different now. And I think, it's been crazy. I think it's hard. I think that's probably why they've had some inconsistency, is just when a guy's playing one game and then not playing the next, and playing one half and not playing the next half. I mean, it's hard to get a rhythm. So, I hope he does play. I want to see him, to be honest. I want to see him live, and I hope he plays, against the Sun Devils.
Kyle, when you watch him play, I watch that U of A game. This kid is something special. But to your point, if he does play, he takes a load management day-to-day against ASU, then he saves it for whomever. We talked about at the next level. You won't get away with that kind of talent, if you're going to have those kind of mental irregularities.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously he's crazy gifted. He's probably the best talent in the draft coming up, but I think I'm probably going with the kid from BYU just because of his availability. He's been there all year and played his tail off all year, and I mean, it's been a little bit of a red flag, I think. So I'm sure once he gets to NBA, people will sit him down and it'll change. But you would just like to see him for Kansas' sake. You would like to see him play every game, and I think they have a heck of a roster when he's playing, and they have a heck of a roster when he's not playing. But it's just for them to reach their full potential. I just think you can't take a game off every other day.
And it seems as though the Sun Devil team taking on U of A and a lot of these top tier teams, say top 20, really get into it with their defense. We saw you guys take U of A to the mat for 2 games. What is it about this team? Is it that you got Kehu coming in? I'm sorry, I couldn't go down that road.
Oh, boy.
I can't call them the Chicken Hawks. I mean, the Jayhawks. It's just a whole nother realm right there. What is it about this team getting up for these kind of games to give us this team a big challenge tonight?
I just think, and these have been Bobby's teams throughout the years. I mean, they just play so hard, and they play for each other. They play for coach, and it's very easy to kind of, when things go bad, and I think at one point they had lost 8 out of 9. A lot of teams would just mail it in, just, hey, let me figure out where I'm going next year, and just figure on thinking about the next year or whatever you're transferring to. But these teams have stayed together. They've continued to play hard outside of really the BYU game, and I guess that Houston, they've been in every game. They've been battling their butts off to the wire with a lot of these really top 10, top 15 teams. So I wouldn't put it past them to try to do something crazy tonight. We have had a good run against Kansas over the last several years. So who knows? We'll see what it looks like tonight.
Hey, let me ask you, have you checked out the floor that they're going to use at the Big 12 tournament in Kansas City? Have you seen the photos of it?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. They said I saw a couple videos a couple weeks ago, and then I saw it again resurface last night. But, yeah, it just changes at the tap of an iPad, I guess, to change the logo. And so I'm interested to see it in person live.
With that all being said, KU tonight, Iowa State on the road against these 2 teams. What will be the mantra? What will be the attack? Will it be defense, transition? shooting. Obviously, you love to see all the above, but we just talked about KU. You guys have handled KU fairly well, have given them that challenge. But finishing this season off before, as Jimmy mentioned, heading to the tournament, how does Bobby Hurley and this team want to finish these next two games?
I think they got to just do what they've been doing, play desperate, play with a sense of urgency. I mean, their backs against the wall. They, I think play hard, win all the 50-50 balls. They've been rebounding much better. I think if they can stay in it on the rebounding side of things, they'll be all right. They'll stay in the game. And then obviously, a big key for them is always, shooting a decent percentage from behind the arc. So I think if they could have like a high volume 3-pointers made game, then they can stay in the game and have a chance to pull off another upset.
And I think that that main catalyst, watching Pig Johnson again the other night, I love watching this kid. But, man, anytime he puts his head down and is going for the first down, so to speak, either he turns it over or it gets a little sloppy. When will we ever see him geared down at all just to kind of control the ball and not give it up and let a team back in the game?
No. Yeah, I mean, Pig is, he only knows one speed. He's been really good, this year at getting to the line. But, yeah, there's times when he doesn't get the whistle that it looks pretty interesting. So, but I think that's what Pig brings to the game, his ability to, turn the corner and get in the lane. And actually, to his credit, the other day, I thought, we had a 12-point lead and time was running down a little bit and they needed to use some clock, and he was going 100 miles an hour, and Bobby was just getting ready to scream at him, and he just pulled it back and set it up and got the ball to Mo Odom. So I'm like, okay, I see you, Pig.
Okay.
Maybe he's learning a little bit.
So it's interesting you bring that up, Kyle. I'll remember that. He came up and he did like his hand, like, all right, everybody just chill. I went, Pig Johnson?
Yeah.
Chilling everybody.
Yeah.
So, but I love that demeanor. I love that attitude. But there's one thing that I had heard in reference to with all this strife about this team, that Maurice Odom has really been the calm, the catalyst, and the motivator at the practices, in the game. He's really, is what I'm hearing, had his head on the entire year about truly being that leader on and off the court.
Yeah, he's been one of the best leaders I've been around since I've been in the college basketball world, as a coach or as a player. And the last 15 years of announcing, I just love the way he approaches the game. I love the way he approaches practice in the film room, in the team rooms, at the team meals. He's on these guys in a good way, and he'll get on them and get after them, but then he loves on them. And I think that's why they respect Mo. And, like I said, one of the best leaders I've been around, and one of the best, my favorite people to put on the maroon and gold since I've been doing this.
Always good, pal, when you take time and come on the show with us. We always appreciate you. Have fun tonight.
All right, guys, let's shock the world here.
There you go.
Done.
There you go.
Go beat those chicken hawks. Beat them like a tom-tom, if you would, please.
That's Kyle Dodd, everybody. He's presented by Twin Peaks and Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. Twin Peaks, 5 Valley locations. They got great stuff going on. It is your go-to for scratch-made game bites. And you can try the new baked pretzel with chipotle queso, double-stacked brisket nachos. Oh, man, sign me up for that. Or the smokestack burger. It's loaded with smoked brisket and barbecue sauce. All perfect with a 29-degree Michelob Ultra Draft. Wall-to-wall sports, you know what I'm talking about. 5 Valley locations. It is Twin Peaks. Manuch, where are we going to be Thursday?
We will be at the Twin Peaks in Tempe, the Tempe Marketplace.
Sounds like a plan to me. Eats, drinks, scenic views. It is indeed Twin Peaks. When we come back, we have some more football at 50 and another update that I just got from the one, the only Howard Balzer on Kyler Murray's contract and what it is going to cost the Cardinals when they do indeed release him. It's a shocking number. Random fact of the day, football at 50 on the way. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch. When tragedy strikes, the impact is immediate and devastating. That's when the 100 Club of Arizona steps in, providing financial assistance, guidance, and emotional support to the families of public safety officers injured or killed in the line of duty. They also invest in mental health resources, injury prevention, and scholarships for the children of first responders. Every day, Arizona's public safety professionals put their lives on the line. The 100 Club of Arizona has their back. Learn more at 100club.org.
I was in a wreck. I need a check. I was in a wreck. I need a check. I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Attorney Kevin Rowe. Being in an auto accident is traumatic. You need to call the best law firm that has the experience to get you the best results. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
There's nothing like it. The rush when the band plays, the roar when the Sun Devils take the court, the energy that shakes the building and pulls you to your feet. This is Sun Devil men's basketball, where every night brings the sound of something electric, something unpredictable, something you have to feel to believe. From the first tip to the final buzzer, Sun Devil Hoops is where passion lives. Be a part of it. Bring the noise, and let's light up Desert Financial Arena together. Get your seats now at sundeviltickets.com.
Have you ever been to Rodizio Grill? Let me tempt you. Start your Rodizio experience with our hot, unlimited appetizers. Indulge on our award-winning gourmet salad bar with over 35 items. Then, 16 delicious, sizzling, rotisserie grilled meats and grilled items like our tender top sirloin and Rodizio's signature glazed pineapple, as much as you'd like. Rodizio Grill, the Brazilian steakhouse.
Located in Mesa, North Scottsdale.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Let's get back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B now on ESPN 620.
They would have preferred to trade him. Okay, they would have preferred to. Nobody in that organization is going to tell you this was the right choice. They would have preferred to, but it was impossible to trade him because of the contract.
And that's what we've been talking about the entire time from our sister station, John Gambadoro, on the Kyler Murray contract and his ultimate release. Welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Hanging out here, ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and on the Arizona Sports app. So we have some more details on the contract as well. It's always great when we hear from our partner, Howard Balzer. He'll be on the show with us Thursday, like always. But here he sends us a text saying that Murray will not be released until after the league year begins, means it will post June 1st for designation. It also means the full $52.66 million contract counts until June 2nd, but after June 2nd, Manuch, it is 47.5.
Yeah, I mean,
that's money.
There's a lot of money to be there, and pretty much you're saying, wow, that money is just probably the main reason. We've been talking about it. It's the biggest Achilles heel for the Cardinals was trying to trade him with all that cash, all that money on the line, and I don't think that the Cardinals that the Murray camp was going to renegotiate or restructure the contract Now, they may have if they were going to keep him, but they weren't going to do that, eat a lot of the money, and then trade him with that caveat moving forward. This was not going to be a Denver to Pittsburgh for Russell Wilson and eating, I think they ate just about 99% of that contract when they shuffled him off to Pittsburgh. So there's still a lot of money on the table. But, of course, and for the Cardinals, this situation, trying to get rid of something that you should have not gone ahead and paid him 3 years ago.
We all agree on that.
With 2 years left on the contract, has really put them in a bind. So at that point in time, they'll go ahead and release him, cut base, and move on. And the only way you recoup that is start winning, go to the divisional playoffs, winning some championships.
That's exactly right. That will replace all of that money in which you have to pay out for one individual player. More from John Gambadoro right here about what the Cardinals tried to do at the Combine.
The Arizona Cardinals did explore all options to trade Kyler Murray at the Combine. All options, speaking with several teams. What it came down to is that teams were trading for the contract more than the player. Nobody wanted the contract. So there were no takers. There was no interest. So they weren't going to play this out for another week. They tried at the Combine. When they came back, they felt like they had exhausted all options to trade Kyler Murray.
We sat here for weeks on months saying you're not going to get anything for him.
I mean, what options? I mean, you have to restructure.
Yeah.
The only option you had is restructure, or if you want to try to get something in return, what would that be in return? Now, like I mentioned earlier, if the Cardinals were looking for a second or third rounder, a couple seconds, whatever, they weren't going to get that.
Right.
So, I mean, it was all about the contract. Period, full stop. And at that point in time, there was no other option but to release him.
That's it.
And
you got to eat the money.
You're not going to find a partner that wants to pay a guy he's healthy, but he's got the bad knee. He had the bad foot. He's 5'10", doesn't operate very well at all from the pocket. And on top of that, who is going to be a taker out there that's going to adjust their offense to him? Or bring him in and have him compete with something with the kind of money that they would have to pay him.
I'm with you.
They're not going to pay a guy $45 million to be a backup.
Nope.
I mean, now, there might be some teams out there that are winning and going to Super Bowls that might have a backup, but that's going to be rare, pretty much rare. But there were no other options. They were out of gas. That tank was out of gas from the get-go.
So whoever signs him will most likely just have to offer him a NFL minimum or maybe just a little more over the minimum with an incentive-laden contract.
Sure.
Because he's already made his money.
Yeah, he has. And now he can be released next week and go shop his wares in the open market. And if somebody says, hey, let's take a flyer on him, maybe it's $1.5 million, maybe it's $2 million for his going into his 8th year, the league minimum for a quarterback, whatever that number is.
Right.
It could be higher. Even if it's $2.5 to $3 million,
that's still a bargain.
Sure, just load it up with incentives.
Yeah.
That if he plays well, he can get to another, 15, 20, 25 million, whatever that is. I mean, he's basically double dipping.
Mm-hmm.
So he's getting his cash from the Cardinals.
Yeah.
He's going to go on and play somewhere else. And if he plays at a high level, gets his team to the playoffs and meets his incentives, not that he'll make top market money, but he'll make market backup or market second or third tier quarterback money of 20 to 25 million bucks.
So he's basically won the deal here. He has, because he's going to collect all of his money. It's guaranteed. It's what Manuch has been screaming about. It's always been the contract, not so much the player.
I don't understand why that's a surprise to people.
I don't think it's a surprise. I think what it is that they did try to shop him and got nothing for him, and we've discussed that for months.
What do we expect?
I'm with you.
What do we expect?
Yeah, the Cardinals had no bargaining power.
This is not breaking news, folks.
No.
This is just, of course they. Now, the thing is the way the Cardinals kind of held off on this till finally, they have to make a move, and here we are. Free agency starts next. The signings start next Wednesday.
Yeah.
The legal tampering starts on Monday. And then the new NFL year is going to start, the 15th, that they had to make a move. We've just been sitting here waiting, going, okay, guys, anytime now, we know the end of this story. It just took him so long
to get to it.
So I think that those are some of the things for Cardinal fans, like, oh, what's the old saying? The Captain Obvious saying, oh, really? They're going to finally release him? Everybody knew they were going to be able to trade this guy.
I'm with you.
His contract.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%.
But his camp was not going to agree to a restructuring, knowing the best thing for them was to get released.
Yeah.
And then he's going to make all that money.
Exactly. And the Cardinals are going to be stuck with that nut. So it's the way of the NFL world. You put yourself in that boat when you offered up that big contract and the way that it was structured, and you didn't have to do it. We were all screaming on the show, no, don't do that. Don't do that contract. You don't have to. He's got 2 years left.
Remember?
I remember that vividly.
Remember, it was Murray's agent was screaming at the Cardinals in all caps.
Yes.
You know, we deserve that extension.
Yeah.
That he took this team to the playoffs and fell flat on his face. Now, they didn't say that, but this is on Michael Bidwell. This is his bad. This is for him allowing Steve Keim and Michael Bidwell to give him this big nut, which he was not worth that big nut whatsoever. And they inadvertently and early gave him the nut. And we had, 3 years left.
He did. 2 years left on his deal.
Well, now he does. But when they made this deal, it was only after his second year, because I believe they gave him that extension. So those are some of the things you look at that came back to bite Michael Bidwell.
You're not kidding.
And this organization in the butt. So you just got to hope now that the quarterback options out there for this Arizona Cardinals team are going to be free agency, and then maybe you get a quarterback. Maybe you get a quarterback 4th or 5th round to have around. But if that you feel Keaton Slovis is better than the guy coming out in the 4th or 5th round, don't worry about getting a quarterback.
I do want to say something to you guys, just in the thing about the quarterback market.
Yeah.
I again, this is just my personal beliefs out there. I do think there's some guys late in the draft that you can pick up who could potentially be a franchise quarterback. You look at Cade Klubnik with Clemson. Last year didn't plan out the way that
he had a bad year.
But before the season started, people were talking about Cade Klubnik being a bona fide first-round pick.
That is true.
Similar is the case with Garrett Nussmeier, the quarterback for LSU.
Strong arm.
I think that, with Brian Kelly coming over, a lot of stuff got shifted out of how they wanted to do things at LSU. That could be another quarterback late in the draft if the Cardinals are willing to take a flyer on somebody.
Do you think Carson Beck also drops then too?
Exactly. Yep. Another quarterback who, yes, is he a quarterback with a lot of experience? That's great, I think, at this level. And is he a quarterback that just lost at the national championship? Oh, well, at least he made it twice. I think that goes to show for something. And that's something that I think in the NFL, look at these quarterbacks who have experience, look at how they do in their first and second years of the NFL compared to guys like how we mentioned on the show before, Trey Lance, some of the other ones, the younger guys who haven't had as much experience.
Yeah, I think when they evaluate these quarterbacks, these guys can all throw. They can all play. It's just a matter where they pick them up, and then if they commit to building them up. But I think if you had two solid veterans at quarterback for the if it is Jimmy G, Jacoby Brissett's a given.
Right.
But if it is Jimmy G, and they don't go pick up another experienced quarterback, then they might have to. They're going to be digging. And I don't think Malik Willis is the guy. I'd rather take Jimmy G over Malik Willis anytime.
I'm with you on that one. The Football at 50 presented by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. It's Bud Light, the official partner of Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's March Mania coverage, and it's coming in just a couple of weeks. When we come back, Bob McManaman at 3:30. Again, we have hit it perfect to have Bobby Mack on the show. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Progressive knows life takes you in many directions.
Bear right at exit 32, then begin to wonder why you never bought a fish tank. In 1.3 miles, you'll realize you've been mispronouncing epitome your whole life. At the roundabout, you will remember you said something at dinner you wish you hadn't, and will think about it for decades. You have arrived at your destination, but it turns out there really is no destination, and life just keeps going.
Wherever life takes you, protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Gold demand is skyrocketing to record highs. As more Americans rush to preserve their savings, will there be enough gold? I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your 401k or IRA savings. Gold offers tangible security that can't be tracked, stolen, or inflated. That's why I strongly advocate for gold IRAs. To learn more, text the word SECURE to 989898 now. Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust, and their thousands of great reviews prove I'm not alone. So don't wait another second. Protect your retirement savings today and see how easy it is to move your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals. Text SECURE to the number 989898 for your free gold IRA info kit. Again, SECURE to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people with upfront pricing before the work starts. So there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplumbingarizona.com. ROC number 268603. Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. And now, an on-air sports marketing presentation. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live at arizonasports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. We roll till 4 o'clock. Bob McManaman coming up in about a half hour, 3:30, Arizona Republic, AZ Central. Of course, the top story is the quarterback, Kyler Murray, officially gone now from the Arizona Cardinals, and it will be $36.8 million guaranteed to Kyler Murray. So they had no luck, Manuch, trying to trade him when they were at the combine.
Yeah.
And so they had nothing else they could do but to cut him loose and eat the money.
Yeah, that contract was really the anchor around the neck of this Arizona Cardinals team. And from the camp of Kyler Murray, they were not going to restructure or allow restructuring in order for that to happen. Now, if they would have restructured, you look at, okay, if we restructure, you got more merit as far as being tradable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Murray camp was like, well, no, we would just prefer you to just release us, and we'll get that $36.7 million versus a restructuring. Now, the guaranteed money is the guaranteed money.
Right.
However, that works out. It was just a matter for the Cardinals to say, hey, look, we need somebody out there to eat this contract. But in the meantime, we'd like a second or third rounder or whatever. And I'm just speculating. I'm sure the Cardinals wanted.
Can we get a seventh rounder?
Yeah, we want to give you all of. We want to burden you with this money for this guy that's a second, third tier quarterback. But in the meantime, we'd love 2 seconds, a third, and 4 firsts, as I say facetiously. So this thing was not going to work. And the only thing that would work is if the Cardinals, and it was very obvious that we saw since that Dallas Cowboy game, I felt, and I mentioned several times, that Kyler Murray, that something was up. Something was amiss. Something, if it smells like chicken, tastes like chicken, guess what?
It's chicken.
So they said he had some packages for the Dallas game that he could play or do this or do that. All of a sudden, he's on the IR. And I'm like, timeout. Wait a minute.
Yep.
I'm not buying it. I'm calling shenanigans on the Cardinal organization. Sure enough, they had no plans to use Kyler Murray. They were going to trade him, try to trade him, get whatever. That wasn't going to work. So if he's not in your plans, and as they said, well, we're going to weigh out all options. Well, they sure did.
Yeah.
Now they're at the place that they have to release him. They have to eat a big nut.
Yep.
And then now he can go on and try to find his shop, his wear somewhere else in the National Football League.
To me, I don't understand why they waited so long when they were at the combine. Look, they were shopping him while the season was still in progress, and they weren't getting any feedback. They weren't getting anything but a bag of balls. I don't know why they thought it was going to change at the combine. We sat here on the show, and we said they're going to try to trade him at the combine, and we all said, all three of us, you, me, and Roc, all said they're not going to get anything for him.
No,
it
they're
is not going to happen. And obviously, we were all correct.
Now, when you have a 100-pound, anchor around the neck of your team, but yeah, I think that the reports out there that they tried. I'm sure there's no suckers in the National Football League. Nobody's gonna be suckered to take a Kyler Murray. They would probably look to take him, but not with that contract.
Not with the contract. Yeah, it's all about the contract.
I mean, if it's, let's just say it's the Jets going, hey, look, yeah, we're interested, but you need to restructure. We're not going to pay that. We'll give you a second rounder, a third rounder, just for example. But you got to go back to his camp and say, look, we want you to restructure. We want you to go ahead, but then we'll take it. But we're not going to take him.
Right.
Give you a second rounder or 2/3 or whatever it is and take him on because he's not worth that contract. And besides that, it's coming off the ACL.
Yep.
It's coming off the bad foot.
Yep.
He can't win from the pocket. He's got to win helter-skelter, helter-skelter. I can go on and on and on. But if you want to restructure that bad boy down to, well, I don't know, we'll pay him $12.5 a year. You eat the balance his first year. Then we can talk. But the reason why at the combine is because all the GMs, all the coaches, all the decision makers are there.
Mm-hmm.
And if the owners aren't there, they're just one phone call away from those general managers. So right now at this point, this makes total sense. We could have told you how this chapter was going to end.
We did.
We did tell you how it's going to end. And sure enough, here it is. But it was that contract, ill-advised contract. I don't know if Steve Keim bamboozled Michael Bidwell to go ahead and sign him for all that money when he had 3 more years left, or maybe 4 years left on his rookie contract.
Unbelievable.
And to be demanded by the agent of Kyler Murray was just, you got bamboozled, you got hoodwinked, and now you're going to pay for it.
You got
literally
hosed.
Pay for it. You got hosed, yeah. And literally you're going to pay for it as Kyler Murray walks out the door.
It's something that we will obviously pay close attention to because I want to see who's interested in him, Manuch. You and I discussed it earlier here on the show. We talked about Miami. We talked about the Vikings could be interested. The Jets could be interested. I mean, teams that are looking to make a change, maybe even Atlanta might be interested.
Well, here's the thing. If the teams, if they're interested, the way their offenses are, and Atlanta might be a good spot too with Penix's injuries.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a matter of if we get Kyler Murray as a backup, which they could, and he could go in as a backup, or he could go in and compete. It'd just be, okay, we're going to pay him on the cheap. He's already getting his money from the Cardinals.
Right, yeah. He's going to cost us virtually nothing.
We could pay him on the cheap. I think Atlanta would be another spot. Tampa, because you look at Baker, you look at Penix. If they get injured, hey, we've got a cheap backup.
Yeah.
But here's the rub, Jimmy. If he comes in and you're running one offense for a prototypical quarterback, more drop back, more pocket presence,
right?
That you don't roll them out or move them out or waggle them or bootleg them. And then all of a sudden Kyler comes in, that's his game. So you got to have game plan A for your starter.
Okay.
Then you got to have game plan B for Kyler.
All right. I just thought of something here, and it's not the same, but it is game plan A and game plan B for what you're discussing. Let me take you back to the Denver Broncos. Kyle Orton is the starting quarterback. They're not winning games. Orton twists his ankle. Here comes Tim Tebow. Tebow finds a way to win a game against the Dolphins in Miami, and then they have the bye week. Manuch, when they came back, their offense did not resemble not one iota what it looked like under Kyle Orton. They had redesigned the entire offense for Tim Tebow. Is that essentially whoever signs on Kyler Murray, what would have to take place?
Yeah, I think that's a good analogy. But what happened is the Tebow, they did that. A lot of rollouts, sprint outs.
Yes.
They basically looked like they might have gone into the Florida playbook.
They did. They did.
And dealt with
to
a lot
make
of
him
that.
comfortable.
But here's the interesting situation. They end up going to overtime against the Steelers.
Yep.
First play,
bang.
I forget the receiver's name, God rest his soul, took it in for the touchdown. They go and play the New England Patriots next game in New England.
Yeah.
They could not move the ball. They got Tim
destroyed.
Tebow.
Yeah.
They figured out the offense within the week of.
Yeah.
They shut it down. And if Orton were to come back, they'd had more success. But to your point, yes, you can have two game plans for the two quarterbacks. You typically don't want to do that, though.
Okay.
So if I've got, let's say an example for if Jacoby Brissett and Jimmy G are here, Mike LaFleur doesn't have to change the game plan.
Right.
Not at all.
They're very similar.
He doesn't have to go to, oh, my gosh, I got a guy here that he only wins in a helter-skelter, hair-on-fire mode. Roll him out. He's not tall enough to win in the pocket. I got to change that. So to your point, if somebody brings him on,
yeah, that's my
they've got
point.
to know that.
Yeah.
They've got to know that if you're going to go get him, yes, he's talented. He's got a strong arm.
Yes, he does.
He can win from the pocket. He can win.
He throws well on the run.
Well, exactly. Yeah. Do you have the time, effort, energy to help prep for that? Because you got to remember, the starter gets about 90% of the reps during the week.
That's correct.
7-on-7s and team. And you might get, let's say Kyler might get 5%, but you got to be, I guess, flexible enough to adjust to that on the run if your starter goes down.
The thing that I'm going to really be tracking here is going to be what takes place when the release is official. And then who are the teams that start to light up the phone for Kyler Murray? I understand where we've had a couple of discussions, but maybe the teams that you and I have talked about, because we think they're the most obvious, maybe it's not going to be one of those teams.
Where's Cliff Kingsbury at now, guys? Where's he the OC at? Is he at the Giants? Where's Kingsbury at right now? Because he could be the top-notch guy.
Cliff Kingsbury
Yeah.
is the assistant head coach of the Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, okay. So he's not going there.
He's not going there. Nope.
Unless Jimmy G leaves.
Yes. Look, could they talk him in if Garoppolo is gone? Could they say, "Hey, look, I know Kyler. He can throw in our offense."
Yeah,
that'd be a tough sell.
The only thing I can think of is if Jimmy G doesn't get a bona fide, damn good offer by the Rams to stay there and have a chance to win another Super Bowl.
Okay.
Unless a team like the Cardinals or somebody else gives him a Godfather offer to come in here and the Rams don't match it, then there could be that possibility.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, because you got to follow the connections. Kingsbury to the Rams or other quarterbacks where their coaches have gone that have pretty much grabbed them and brought them to wherever.
All right, quick timeout. We will continue our conversation about the news on Kyler Murray. And also, the Phoenix Suns play hoops tonight after several days off. Book is back in the lineup. They are in Sacramento to play against the Kings. We'll dive into all of that in our next segment. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with a perfect plan to ensure everyone's well fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411 24/7. That's catering to 411 247 or Venencias.com.
Swing into Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf to get custom fit for the new Ping G440K driver. It's the new standard and straight with dual carbon fly wrap and a faster face. It's Ping's highest MOI most forgiving driver ever. Check out Ping's new G440K drivers. Book your custom fitting in store or online. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the Grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
Mania is back at Twin Peaks, and so is the Dose Millions Bracket Challenge. Fill out your bracket at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com by March 19th at 9 a.m. for a shot at $2 million. The top bracket at every Twin Peaks wins a $50 gift card. Plus, grab $15 Dos Equis buckets all day Saturday and Sunday. Cold beer, wall-to-wall games, $1 million stakes. Enter now at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com.
On eBay, every find has a story. Like if you're looking for a vintage band tee, not just any tee, the band tee. You wore it everywhere until your best friend stole it. Now you're on eBay, and there it is. Same tee from the same tour. The things you love have a way of finding their way back to you, especially on eBay. Where else can you find that mint trading card you searched everywhere for, or your first car, the one you wish you never sold? It has to be eBay. Shop eBay for millions of finds, each with a story. eBay, things people love.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application to vary. Online health questions required.
Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620.
Little Donna Summer and hot stuff. Kyler Murray, is he going to be hot stuff? We're going to dive into all of that in this particular segment. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Welcome back in, everybody. We roll all the way until the 4 o'clock hour. Manuch, let's dive into, with Kyler Murray's release, the unrestricted free agents right now for the Arizona Cardinals.
Paraphrase for Jimmy. Anticipated release.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, it's going to be
It's
official.
imminent, but technically speaking.
I understand. I got your technicality right here, pal.
I want to take a look at the unrestricted free agents for the Cardinals. Get your thoughts on this as far as who you bring back, who you don't, or at least make a bona fide offer.
Okay.
Your safety, Jalen Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
He's a free agent.
Yeah.
The one thing, when I look at who's available, is not to throw the baby out with the bathwater. So do you make an offer to keep Jalen Thompson, who's been starting for you, the last 3 years?
He has, and I would make an offer.
Okay. Would you make an offer a bona fide offer to make sure he comes back? Because these guys are all going to go shop the marketplace.
Right, they do, yeah. I would, because he still is a player.
Okay. Kelvin Beachum, offensive tackle.
Not so sure about him. Not so sure.
Well, it's got to be a yes or no. You make an offer or
no.
not? Okay, I'm the same way. No on that one. Offensive tackle, Jonah Williams. Oh, my. Talk about getting hoodwinked. Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Defensive lineman, Calais Campbell.
If he wants to come back, I would make him an offer, Manuch.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say I think his time has come. He's 40 years old.
I get what he is, but look how well he played last year.
We're going to move on because there's other guys. He's only had to play maybe half the plays.
All those other guys are always hurt.
40
That's why
years old.
he ended up playing.
Okay.
Look at LeBron James is almost 42 and he's playing almost the entire NBA season.
Let me count that with you, Jimmy. Yeah, he played well at times, only half the plays.
Yeah.
You've got guys out there that are available or can plug in that can play.
What did Darius Robinson show you?
Well, he
showed you nothing. He was hurt.
Okay, so I'm talking about Calais Campbell.
I know that, but my point is that if you got him for a very reasonable price, you just said he's the guy who can be helpful on a limited basis, and you can count on him as veteran leadership. So
Okay.
I would offer him. I don't know what the minimum is or whatever, but I wouldn't offer him.
I'm gonna disagree. Say no
That's
offer
fine.
on that one. All right, offensive guard Will Hernandez.
Yeah.
The often injured Will Hernandez.
No.
I agree with you there. No, there. Running back Michael Carter.
I'm on the fence on this. I really am. He showed at times that he was more, but I'm going to go no.
Okay. Long snapper Aaron Brewer. I think we can both agree. Yes.
Yes.
You got to bring him back.
Yes.
Wide receiver Greg Dortch. I bring him back.
I would.
Zay Jones coming off the Achilles.
No.
Okay. You say no. I'm going to say no as well on that. Cornerback Darren Hall, who struggled at times.
He
a
did.
lot.
Man.
I'm going to say yes just because DBs are so
hard to
thin.
find.
And
Yeah.
if they have some experience,
Yeah.
I think that you have to keep them.
Okay. That's a fair point.
Punter Matt Hack.
Yeah.
You can get him on the cheap. I'll say yes. Kicker Blake Gillikin.
Yeah.
Okay, got that. Defensive end Collier.
Mm-hmm.
I would say yes on that.
Okay.
Tight end Josiah DeGuara.
No.
I haven't seen enough of him. I'm going to say no on that. Tight end Farrell Brown.
No.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
Because I watched him enough. I really liked him once he caught the ball.
Okay.
And again, coming off the injury. And then wide receiver Simi Fehoko.
Mm-hmm. Showed flashes.
Yeah. But I'm going to say no on that one.
Okay.
And then linebacker Channing Tyndall and linebacker J.J. Russell, I'm going to say no on that.
Yeah, on those two.
So you look at the projected effective cap space.
All right.
$20 million, $162,000. So you look at that number and you look at the team needs right now. Quarterback.
Yep.
Edge rusher.
Yep.
Tackle, guard, and safety.
Okay.
So that's where a lot of that money is going to have to be geared to. So you go, well, okay, if quarterback is one of the top situations, who are those free agent quarterbacks out there? Draft aside, because that comes from another pool itself.
Yes, that's different money.
So I'll lay out the situation right now for free agent quarterbacks available as of today. Now, Daniel Jones has been tagged by the Colts.
Right.
So he's not going anywhere. Malik Willis is out there.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers is a free agent. Folks.
He is, yep.
Now, I think from that standpoint, it'll depend whether he wants to go back to Pittsburgh or not, because I think that's really his only option.
I couldn't see him going like to Arizona to be. He wants to go to a team that has a chance, and this team will not have a chance.
Now, here's another individual, another quarterback we haven't really talked about a lot. That's 32 years old, still moves very, very well. Came in and did a good job for the Commanders is Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
Solid veteran, still moves well, still throws the football well. So keep him in mind, too, now.
As a backup to Jacoby Brissett.
Yes, as a backup to Jacoby Brissett. Trey Lance, you know what? This kid, God bless him, Cowboys, Chargers. Yeah, I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. Zach Wilson, no, not going to happen.
Not interested.
Joe Flacco, emergency guy, not going to happen.
No.
Then there's Jimmy G.
Okay.
He's just 34.
Yep.
Been to the Super Bowl, been to the playoffs, very experienced. And then on top of that, and then you got Kenny Pickett. I don't know what the deal is with this kid.
I would take a flyer on him because he has flashed Manuch at times. He flashed when he was in Philly. He had a couple of moments when he was with the Raiders. And I don't know if it's a head case with him. He has talent, but it just hasn't worked out yet. And maybe he's Maybe he's a late bloomer. You don't know. He might be a late
It's all
bloomer.
about the hands. His hands aren't big enough. Remember, he's got to wear a glove to throw the football.
Oh, yeah.
Now, let me throw a couple more names
All
at
right.
you here.
I would be interested to see Kenny Pickett.
So here's some other backup depth for the Cardinals.
All
In
right.
a backup role to Jacoby Brissett, because that's where it looks like this team is leaning, unless they were to sign a Jimmy G. And I'm not going to rule out the Malik Willis situation either. But,
Okay. Yeah.
But in a backup role, you could either look at Tyler Huntley or Gardner Minshew in a backup role.
Okay.
If they could do it. So that's strictly the backup role from that particular standpoint.
I'm not sold anymore on Tyler Huntley. I think Gardner
Athletic,
Minshew.
but he's not the guy.
Yeah, I think Gardner Minshew can probably still throw it. He got actually when he came in for the Chiefs, he played reasonably well and then got hurt. So I don't know what his injury situation, if he's fully healed yet or not.
And the other thing too, when we talk about team needs, it mentions edge rushers. We've got like 25 edge rushers on this team, do we not?
Yeah.
Just a matter of they can stay healthy and help out. I really believe, though, really believe you can go find yourself one of the top right tackles in free agency in the National Football League, aside from the draft. Now, you can go find a right tackle in the draft. I'd go after one of the top right tackles that's a free agent that can come in, has experience, and can help you immediately without bringing a young guy in and having him learn on the run. I prefer that. And if you have that experienced backup, that experienced quarterback, but as long as you meet a couple needs with the guard in the free agency or a tackle in free agency, or you meet that need maybe in a second or third round, I think that's an area there as well too.
So you're indicating that with the third pick in the NFL draft, the Arizona Cardinals would select?
I'd like Jeremiah Love.
Man, I'm with
I've
you.
been beating that up for 3 weeks
You
now,
have,
Jimmy B?
and you know what? I went and looked when you started banging the drum for him. I went and looked and watched him. Manuch, I am now on that same boat. I am riding that boat out onto the ocean for Jeremiah Love.
Guys, how many home run runs did he have? I think the majority of his home run runs are like 24 or yards left.
I thought it was 26.
It might have been, but he's a home run hitter.
He is
at 6'1". What is he? 215 pounds.
Yeah, 220.
They were like, and what was his 40? 4.35 at the combine.
It was fast.
Jeremiah Love ran a 4.37.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, so.
All right, so he's got shorts on and a T-shirt.
Well, but besides that, he can hit them. We've been waiting for somebody with the Cardinals to be able to be a home run hitter since Garrison Hurst. And they traded him away to the San Francisco 49ers.
They did.
But the Cardinals did have a chance to go get a guy named Adrian Peterson. But they got a guard from Penn State or tackle, Levi Brown. They missed on that one. They also had a chance to go get this guy named Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
Out of the MEAC.
Yeah.
Miami of Ohio University. They passed on him. I forget who they got with that. But when you have a home run hitter, a generational type running back that was like Adrian Peterson, and you look at Genty last year, and he's there, and you can tie that, you have him for, let's say, a good 6-7 years, barring any injury.
Yeah.
It's a difference maker.
Absolutely.
He's a difference maker. Then you can go scratch that itch with your lineman in free agency or in the second or third round.
Look, Christian McCaffrey's a difference maker. When the 49ers, aside from Brock Purdy, because he's from here, who's the first name everybody talks about you have to defend? Christian McCaffrey.
Yes,
when you talk about Philly, who's the first name you have to defend? Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, and I agree with that too. That's another good comp, Saquon Barkley.
Yes.
But Saquon doesn't have the size. He's quick and he's fast.
Yeah.
So Saquon's like, here today, gone tomorrow. Stop on a dime, leave 7 cents change, kind of quick. But I mean, you look at they were talking about Jeremiah Love. They said as far as catching the ball, they looked at him with some overall.
Yeah,
he's a 5-tool running back.
He is.
He can run, he can block, he can catch, he can run routes.
Yep.
He can hit the home run. There's so many things, and you look back at the history of the Cardinals, and you go back and go, man, you know what? We missed on Adrian Peterson. We missed on this guy. We let a Garrison Hurst go. There's been so many misses at running back. And don't get me wrong. You look at Connor right now, James Conner right now. He's long in the tooth. He's not going to be that back that you have.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. And on top of that, you could have rotate both those guys in if they decide to keep Connor.
Right.
If they decide to keep Connor. So I don't know. I just look at this, what's available for the Cardinals, who you bring back, who do you let go, who do you sign, because you're always looking to improve your team. And that's why if you got to say, hey, Class, it was fun. I've got other guys that are better that can play an entire game. I don't have to pay them as much. Then I think those are all those business decisions that the Cardinals are going to have to face as well.
Remember, folks, the NFL is business. For fans, it's fun. For the NFL, total business.
And you have to win.
You have to, yes. When we come back, we advertised that Bobby Mack was going to be our guest. He is indeed on the way. Let's get you right now to an ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. Breaking news for ESPN's Adam Schefter. The Cardinals have informed quarterback Kyler Murray that they intend to release him on the first day of the league year next Wednesday. Arizona has a new head coach in Mike LaFleur and a GM in Monty Ossenfort who didn't draft Kyler Murray, and they will now look to find the next quarterback for the Cardinals as Murray's 7-year run comes to an end. And over at Salt River Fields, the Diamondbacks are taking on Team Mexico in an exhibition match as the World Baseball Classic is officially underway on Thursday. Right now, Team Mexico leads the D-backs by a score of 5-3 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Just a reminder about our Biggs VIP spring training experience, sponsored by Biggs American Bar and Grill in Peoria. They've got wall-to-wall TVs, cold drinks, and the best game day atmosphere in the West Valley. Text ESPN to 59925. That's ESPN to 59925.
When it comes to sushi, reputation matters, and Sushi Brokers Arcadia has built theirs on being the best sushi in Arizona. From traditional rolls to bold fusion creations, like our crowd favorite, Seafood Dynamite, and the must-try sushi pizza. We've got something for everyone. Our famous happy hour is every day from 3 to 6:30 with fresh favorites like the California roll, spicy tuna roll, and the surf and turf roll, topped with seared steak. Sushi Brokers Arcadia, 44th Street in Indian School.
Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer, trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today.
Here's what's different about GCU. It's one of the country's biggest universities with over 360 programs shaped by industry leaders. GCU's campus ranks among the top in the nation. Most of all, GCU cares about affordability. The average federal and private loan debt for GCU undergrads is lower than the average for private nonprofit four-year universities. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu.
Phoenix, Biggs American Bar and Grill is hooking you up with the ultimate VIP spring training baseball experience. Text ESPN to 59925 for your chance to win 4 box seats to a weekend spring training game at Peoria Sports Complex. Plus, lunch and drinks at Biggs before and after the game, travel voucher, and Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B swag pack. Just text ESPN to 59925. Standard message and data rates may apply. Find Biggs at 83rd Avenue in Bell or online at BiggsPeoria.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check. I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selection. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Let's go inside the Cards locker room and down to the field with Bob McManaman. Bob's been covering Arizona sports for the Arizona Republic and azcentral.com since 1981. Now, Arizona Republic columnist Bobby Mack on ESPN 620.
You know, it's always amazing when we have Bobby on Tuesdays, and this is his time slot. And we always have breaking news or at least some sort of big story that is dropped in our lap.
Jimmy, I time it up that way.
I know it's all you, Manuch. I know it's all you. But he is here right now, Bob McManaman. You can follow him on X at AZ Bobby Mack. That's AZ Bobby Mack. So, my brother from another mother, it is official. They have officially given Kyler Murray his walking papers. Your response to how this all went down, Bobby?
Well, I mean, he's going to be released. He hasn't been released yet.
Correct.
So, but it seems like that's going to be the plan. It's probably the most cost-effective, even though it's going to cost the Cardinals a crap load of money. I will say that, a trade does seem quite absurd of a possibility now, but if somebody really wants him before he becomes a free agent on the cheaper, they could make a play. They could make a play still. I'm just saying it's not quite done. He said his goodbye today on social media, which I thought was generous and nice, generous and nice, and genuine as well. He said, I failed us, which I thought spoke volumes. You can read it a couple different ways. I thought he was genuine. I thought it was nice. The ending isn't going to be as great as he would have hoped, but I think this is what he wanted. And, it's about soon to happen. And I think everybody's ready for the next chapter for him and for the Cardinals.
I think that's
including myself.
I think the bottom line, I think for all of us, it's just time to move on. And I agree with you. I think he's taken the high road during this entire time, ever since that Dallas Cowboy game. He's kind of kept it under wraps and been doing the true probe and out there doing whatever he can do. And even after the comments last week from Monty saying, "Hey, we've had good conversations." I think at that point,
whatever.
Yeah. I think at that point, everybody said, "Okay, let's stop beating around the bush. Let's go try to make this happen." And that contract is such a heavy burden that it's very highly unlikely that anybody was going to want to make a trade one way or the other initially.
No, but he's going to have interest. You are
sure.
There are going to be a lot of teams that come calling. Maybe not a lot, but more than we may be thinking of.
Right.
Let's put it that way. And he's going to be fine.
Yeah. Once he's
gonna
released,
be fine. Cardinals got to worry about.
Yeah. I mean, once he's released, then they'll get him on the cheap, the league minimum for a 7-year guy. They get him on the cheap because he's already have made the cash, and it's just a matter of wherever he fits. Moving forward, as far as the Cardinals, so currently you've got Jacoby Brissett and Keaton Slovis. Now it's just up to them as far as who do they go get. Who's that experienced free agent quarterback they go get at this particular time? Now that this has all been put off, now the Cardinals can go do business as usual. You've got legal tampering starting on Monday, and then you can sign your guys on next Wednesday. So that's got to be that priority, what the specific needs are going to be moving forward now that the white elephant's out of the room.
Yeah, well, they have a veteran quarterback on their roster, Jacoby Brissett. So if they want to run it back, and he's under contract, you just run it back. I still think drafting a quarterback here does make sense. Next year's draft class at quarterback is better overall, yes. As of right now, unless somebody breaks their knee and tears an Achilles or whatever, I still like Ty Simpson here. And I think if you can be smart on draft day, you could find your way to possibly move back into the first round just by dropping down from number 3. Now, a lot of people don't want them to do that. I'm not saying they should. I don't even know if they should. I just think that getting the best player available at 3 or 5, if you drop down and still get the guy you really want, you could probably make a play to get back into the first round. You're picking right at the start of the second round, basically, at 34, if I'm not mistaken. If you can have another pick to kind of package and move back into the first round to get Ty Simpson, I'm all for it.
Bobby, Manuch has been championing stay at 3 and grab running back Jeremiah Love. I was not on that. I wasn't on that bandwagon originally, but the more I thought about it and looked at a lot of video on him, I am starting to come around to that. He is a Christian McCaffrey. He's a Saquon Barkley.
Adrian Peterson.
He's Adrian Peterson. He's one of those kind of guys. Do you let him go or not?
Well, I've opened my eyes to that possibility as well, gentlemen. I have. I didn't think that would be a smart move. And I look at recency bias here. I don't think Genty really helped the Raiders at all, but the Raiders are worse of a sinking ship than the Cardinals, quite frankly. They drafted him very high last year, and it hasn't worked out yet. That doesn't mean it won't. It doesn't mean he's not capable, but this kid is, and it's a significant boost to an offense that would definitely help a veteran quarterback such as Brissett or a rookie quarterback at some point in the next year and a half. You know, if you can draft somebody you find to be suitable to make into your franchise quarterback, if you draft one. So I'm not against that at all. Getting the best player in any position is okay with me with the top 10 pick.
Yeah, and I feel the same thing with that number 3. I'd prefer, not to trade down to go get that best player, whether it's a Bain, a defensive end, or a Love or whomever, because I think you need top-notch, top 5 guys if they're going to move the needle with this franchise, and then go deal with the quarterback situation at some point in time. But as you look at this team, initially, Jimmy and I just kind of broke down all the unrestricted free agents that the Cardinals have as far as moving forward. You know, there's a pretty good litany of them. And the two that I wanted to point out to you, Jalen Thompson, as far as bringing him back, I think you bring Dortch back. Obviously, your long snapper, and Aaron Brewer. Anybody else that's stuck in your craw that you say, you know what, Cardinals, you have to go re-sign that individual or match the offer if they come back with a bona fide offer. Anybody in particular, those unrestricted free agents for the Cardinals say, you know what, you got to keep that person around?
I don't think there's a whole lot of them. I really don't.
And I'd agree.
I know they're going to bring back the long snapper, that they do it every year.
Correct.
Yeah.
But that's the last guy we should be talking about, in all fairness to Aaron Brewer. Jalen Thompson is probably the biggest name. But as I've noted on the show last week, maybe the week before, they're going to carve a lot of that dead weight out. And it's going to free up a ton of cap space. And don't be surprised when it happens. And I don't think there's a ton of names on that list. Jalen Thompson's a great player. And I think he'd really piss off Buda Baker if you don't bring him back.
Sure.
I think we could find a way to do that. But I also think he's replaceable. I hate to say it. I thought that guy was a Pro Bowl player. He hasn't been a Pro Bowl player.
If you get your guy, say Love or somebody like that, like Kind, do you, is one of those guys you might be hinting at a James Conner that might get let go with his contract?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And as much as he's an inspirational, motivational stud player, he's going to be 31. He seems to have defied the age of time, which is fantastic, and I'm proud that he's been able to do that for him and this franchise. But you got to set your sights ahead. They got Trey Benson. I think adding Jeremiah Love's not a bad suggestion or thought at all. I don't know if Reuben Bain's going to be a star. I don't know if David Bailey is going to be a star. Offensive tackles usually aren't stars, which is what you want. You just want dependable anchor for the next 10 years. Jeremiah Love makes a splash it creates some fan buzz, which this team so desperately needs.
Yes.
And it would help. It would help the offense. It would help the team, especially if he lives up to all the hype. The combine stuff that he did was phenomenal. I mean, he blew the socks off with that thing.
Yep.
And, there's no reason to think that's not an option. I think it's viable. I think it's doable. I'm not saying that's what they should get, because they shouldn't be able to go wrong at anything. They just got to make sure they get the right pick right.
Bob McManaman's our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Okay, so Manuch is pounding his chest for Jimmy Garoppolo as the free agent QB.
Let me explain to you boys. He Super Bowl quarterback, been to championships. He knows the system of Mike LaFleur. And if Jacoby Brissett, I think he's a better quarterback than Jacoby Brissett, he can run this system. You got two guys. You got a guy under contract. You bring him in at a fair market value. You can build it with incentives. You got two solid guys. You can go get a quarterback next year. You got Keaton Slovis in the meantime. If there's a guy in the 5th or 6th round you want to bring in, so be it. But you got a guy that, did I mention that he knows the system? He's been to Super Bowl. He's been to championships. He knows how to get it done. And there's nothing wrong with having two veteran guys on your team.
Well, who's the starter?
I'd probably, if in my preference, it'd be Jimmy G over Jacoby Brissett.
I can't remember the last time I saw him play a down, let alone an entire game.
Yeah,
exactly.
It'd be in a Super Bowl a few years ago.
Move on.
He's 30. He's 33, 34. Make it happen. But here's the key: knows the system, still throws the ball well.
He played a game.
A
legitimate game.
Hey, he's rested up. He's healthy. He doesn't need WD-40
in like 3 years.
I'm about a guy named Jim Plunkett. He sat for 3 years before he got it going.
Anymore.
No. Let me explain this to you boys. Give you all a little history lesson here. Well, no.
Yeah, we should call him too.
Plunkett was in his early mid-30s when he came from. Hold on. He came in over from San Francisco to the Raiders. Sat there for 2 years. Pastorini goes down. He takes that team in a 4-year span to 2 Super Bowls. You feel me on that?
No.
So you got all right.
No one else does either.
Okay. Well,
but I know you're a quarterback, so you got sympathetic reasons.
Knowing the system and
somebody else can't learn it.
Well,
here's
Bobby,
the deal.
he likes old guys that stand on the sidelines.
Here's the deal: you get your tackle, you go to free agency to get your tackle and guards. Go to free agency, get your tackle and guards, and then maybe the draft you get another guard or tackle. You're set, man. You're good to go with Jimmy G. I'm telling you.
We disagree, and that's how it's going to be.
We'll agree to disagree, but I'm right on this one.
But I think I'd rather have Jimmy G on a more reasonable deal than what the money I'm hearing he wants than Malik Willis.
Yeah. You're not going to pay Malik Willis 30 to 35 mil.
Yeah, no way.
No.
But somebody will.
Somebody might.
Yeah.
Miami might. I don't know how they can afford it.
Unbelievable. Oh man, I keep telling Manuch he was born 50 years too soon.
I could lend you guys money.
Yeah, that'd be great.
If I get these kind of dollars.
Negotiate
I'll
a loan.
Take the backup role with a $5 million contract.
I'll check the check in the mail, Manuch.
By the way, that check's coming soon, just so you know.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Thank you, Bobby. It's always good, man, when you're on the show.
Thanks, Bobby.
I still like you a lot.
Oh, I'm sure.
You're wrong.
Somebody's got to like me.
No, it's not me.
Thanks for having me, Jimmy.
You got it.
You'll see.
He's the best.
I'll be right again 6 months from now. You'll see.
He's the freaking best. There you go. That is the one, the only Bob McManaman. He was presented, as always, by All City Towing. It's Arizona's largest towing company. And whether you're stranded or you need a professional transport, All City Towing has the experience to get the job done, and they do it right. And they do it 24/7. And they're hiring drivers and dispatchers right now. You're looking for a new gig? Check out All City Towing. Here's all you have to do. Just go online, allcitytowing.com, search careers. That's allcitytowing.com, and search careers. All right, when we come back, we'll get you up to speed on what's on tap tonight, our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day, and we will also have an opportunity, our Learner and Row. One call, that's all.
Now open in North Scottsdale. It's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs. Right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
This is Jason Schechterly, former Phoenix police officer. There's nothing more important to a first responder than focusing on their mental health. And there's nothing better for that mental health than golf, friends, music, drinks, food, and fun. Join us for the Heroes Golf Classic Tournament at the Weston Kierland Golf Course on Friday, May 8th. If you're not a golfer, show up for the after party and benefit concert with the best cover band in Arizona, Rock Lobster. Proceeds are going to benefit the 100 Club of Arizona. The 100 Club provides support for our first responders through critical incidents, injury prevention, mental health, and scholarship. Every day, our public safety members put their lives on the line, and we are their backup. So come out and join us on May 8th. To register, go to our website, 100club.org, and click on the events page. Again, 100club.org. Click on the events page, register for the tournament, and we will see you on May 8th.
With Sun Devil women's basketball, it's not just a game, it's a show. The speed, the swagger, the no-look passes that make the crowd gasp, the intensity that feels like it could light up the court by itself. Every night, this team brings fire, fast breaks, big moments, and defensive energy you can feel from the top row to the hardwood. If you want basketball with heart, pipe, and pure showmanship, you want Sun Devil women's basketball. Get your seats now at sundeviltickets.com.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Space Solutions didn't start in a warehouse. It started at a kitchen table. When Noah and Jen's kids were little, they dreamed of building something crafted with their own hands. Over 20 years later, those kids work alongside their parents, helping Arizona families transform closets, garage, pantries, laundry rooms, and more. If you have a dream space, they can build it. Space Solutions, a family legacy and the experts in custom closets crafted in Arizona. Call today or book your free design consult at spacesolutionsaz.com. That's spacesolutionsaz.com.
It's the Learner and Row one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
You know, I'm approaching a quarter century of doing this job now, and there are only a handful of moments I can think of that are up there with the Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani at bat to end the entire thing. And so this is the sort of thing that you really don't want to miss because it's different. Like I covered 4 Olympics, guys, so I understand what representing your country means to people. And for baseball players to get that opportunity, I love the World Baseball Classic. I think it's a great thing. It's not the kind of high level baseball I think we would get in the middle of the season when everyone is stretched out, but it's a pretty damn good facsimile of it.
That's Jeff Passan, ESPN. He was on earlier with Bickley and Murata on our sister station, Arizona Sports, talking about the World Baseball Classic. I find it somewhat interesting. I'm going to peek in at it from time to time, especially when the USA is playing. That is indeed our Lerner and Rowe one call. That's all. Interact. Need a check? Just go to lernerandrowe.com or just make one call, 602-977-1900. That's 602-977-1900. All right, what's on tap tonight? It's presented by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. They are our official, proud sponsor of our March Mania coverage, which will begin in just a couple of weeks. Once again, Bud Light. This evening, you've got the Suns at the Kings. It is on TV on Channel 3, also on 98.7 FM, our Arizona Sports. Also tonight, Kansas at ASU, 7 o'clock tip. You'll hear that on 620 right here. And GCU on the road at Air Force tonight, and they will tip at roughly about 7 o'clock our time this evening. That is GCU. Manuch, let's get to our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day.
All right, all you have to do is just call State 48 Roofing today for a free roof inspection before leaks hit. Did I say free
Yes,
roof
you did.
inspection?
Yes.
So keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing, Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509. That's 480-268-4509. And all you have to do is just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter and or Instagram to answer this question. What interest do you have in the World Baseball Classic? Number 1, very interested. 2, somewhat interested. Or number 3, not interested at all. And Jimmy B, which way do you lean on this one?
I went somewhat interested.
I went somewhat interested. Fellas back there, which way did the peeps go with this question?
Looks like we have a 50-50 split right now. 50% said somewhat interested and 50% said very interested. So I guess the good thing is we don't have anybody quite hating on the World Baseball.
I like that.
You know, I think it's
I don't mind it, Manuch.
No, I don't either. I'm not going to go out of my way unless it's the semis or the finals.
And the USA's in.
Yeah, and USA's in. But I mean, the talent that USA has, they've got basically 2 teams. When you look at all the players, they had a exhibition game against Mexico, against the Diamondbacks, and then another exhibition game against the San Francisco Giants.
Mm-hmm.
So you had both teams playing, and then currently Mexico's leading, 6-3 here?
6-3 in the bottom of the ninth inning.
In the bottom of the ninth. So I enjoy watching good baseball, but I enjoy watching when there's talented individuals. The Dominican Republic, they got Marte, they got Perdomo.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at a lot of the Diamondbacks that are out there playing. Corbin Carroll not playing for the USA team.
Right.
But, yeah, if there's games like that get into the semis or the finals, I will watch.
Okay.
I enjoy watching good baseball players in good competition that means something. And when guys are representing their country, looking to win a medal or win the championship, then all of a sudden it piques your interest that you're not just getting an exhibition game. It means something. And I think in this case, the World Baseball Classic, will I watch Italy take on Venezuela or something like that? Probably not. But if there's a game on, I'm channel surfing, I get a chance to watch on MLB or ESPN, I'll take a look at it for a little bit.
Okay.
Who do you guys like to win between those top 3 dogs? Probably Japan, Dominican Republic, and the United States.
Yeah.
Who do you like?
Japan is
loaded.
But but US, look at the pitching. I think you always look at the pitching.
They say that Ohtani is not going to pitch. He's only going to hit now for Japan. That's it.
But you look at the pitching for those 3 teams you mentioned, Laz. Look at Skeens, Scuball, and the rest of the staff for the USA.
They're loaded. They're a loaded roster.
And here's the other thing, too. A lot of guys seem to commit more for this than an all-star game.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're going to see the best of the best in the USA that'll be taking on everybody in tomorrow.
Hey,
tomorrow,
Manuch, who's on the show tomorrow?
Tomorrow we'll catch up with Suns radio analyst Tim Kempton talking about tonight's Sacramento game. Our campus quickies talking ASU, U of A, or NAU. Can the Devils upset those chicken hawks out of Lawrence, Kansas? And then we're going to catch up with Chris Doberty.
Okay.
He's one of the top bracketologists in the nation. And there's some situations going on right now that teams are already on the bubble. So we'll catch up with him tomorrow as well, too.
That's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait for that. The guys, Laz, Connor, I know that you guys try for that level of mediocrity, but the day you greatly surpassed it. I was shocked.
We're sorry about your recently signed center retiring.
Yeah,
after
right. Yeah,
$40 million.
Laz is in tears.
Say it ain't so.
We are out of here. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620.